We welcome you back to Perfect Game Field at Veterans Memorial Stadium in Cedar Rapids, Iowa for a second elimination game on this Sunday at the 2022 Division III Baseball Championships. In this elimination contest, it's the 6th-seeded Trinity Tigers and the 3rd-seeded LaGrange Panthers. Scott Sudikoff and Bill Brophy back with you, and Trinity as the home team. And they are warming up with their starting pitcher, Alex Bin. You could see earlier today, Wisconsin-Stevens Point, they eliminated Marietta. They'll play Salisbury in our next game. Meanwhile, the winner here will move on to take on Eastern Connecticut State later today. And Bill, you look at these two teams here. Trinity, they had to stave off elimination, beating Baldwin Wallace last night, and in LaGrange, they played into the wee hours of the morning in a loss against Eastern Connecticut State. And again, this is Alex Bin warming up for Trinity.
Well, Trinity has been 1-0 with a 6.17 ERA. This is his 9th appearance, his first start. He's only thrown 11 2/3 innings, allowed 6 hits, 9 runs, 8 of which were earned. Walked 9, struck out 7. Command's been an issue, obviously. But opponents have only hit 154 against Bin, who gets the ball in a big game. These teams have to win twice today. And, in fact, they got to win twice today and beat Eastern Connecticut tonight to force a game tomorrow. So it is an uphill climb, and your pitching gets taxed, so they give Bin an opportunity in his first start of the year against a LaGrange team which can swing the bats.
LaGrange will have Rhett Mixon, McKinley Irves, and Joe Ruth here in this first inning. Jack Larison, Cale Chatham, David Smigelski, Jared Aldridge, Rhett Hebert, and Gabriel Paulo. The rest of the lineup for the Panthers.
This is a Pool B battle. Eastern Connecticut, the top seed in this pool. They're the only unbeaten. Pool A has been crystallized. Salisbury is the defending champ. They're the only team that has won 2 games. Stevens Point eliminated top-seeded Marietta earlier today and will now have to beat Salisbury twice if they want to play for the national championship in a best-of-3 series, which will start either tomorrow or Tuesday.
The 0-1 pitch from the lefty, Alex Bin, misses, and it's 1-1 to the right fielder, Rhett Mixon, who is 4 for 9 this weekend. Of course, LaGrange beat Trinity 12-0 on Friday. Mixon was 2 for 4 in that game. He's hitting 285 with a homer and 19 RBI.
Mixon 2 for 4 when these clubs met earlier. He's igniter, fire starter for this offense. They collected 14 hits against Trinity on Friday.
And then playing until after 2 in the morning last night.
Yeah, it was a pretty short night for LaGrange.
Dropping a 1-run decision to Eastern Connecticut State. Here's the 2-2. Chases one in the dirt, and he got a piece. Mixon stays alive. LaGrange is 43-8 on the season. Trinity 38-12. 3-seed LaGrange, the 6-seed Trinity. 2-2 from Bin. 3-2.
LaGrange here for the first time. Panthers are coached by Dave Kelton, who had a cup of coffee with the Cubs. Long career in pro ball, though. Done a nice job at the Georgia school.
And staying alive, mixing another foul ball. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Trinity coached by Tim Scannell in his 24th year. They won the national championship back in Appleton in 2016 to beat Keystone. They're here for the 3rd time, all in the last 7 years.
Another 3-2 pitch. And a close ball 4. Good at bat by Rhett Mixon. Works a leadoff walk here. Defense for Trinity. In left fields, they have Brian Schaub. In center field, Ezra Gore. Right fielder is Jack Vonderhaar. Third base, we have Jack Wisniewski. At shortstop, Michael Montressa. At second base, Christian Holloway at first base, MJ Metz, and the catcher is Tyler Pettit. Here's McKinley Herbs. Swing and a miss. Strike one.
This guy and the on-deck hitter Ruth make the offense go for LaGrange.
He is hitting .413 with 5 homers and 47 RBI.
Herb's a second-team All-American.
Check a first, and back in diving is Mixon.
He's had a Division III season record with 90 runs scored this year.
Was 2 for 5 Friday against Trinity, 4 for 10 overall on the weekend with a couple of RBI.
Got a good eye. He's walked a school record 50 times this year. He's just a good player.
Mixon aboard after the walk. Herbs fouls it, and it's 1-2.
Herbs went 2 for 5 against Trinity Friday, drove in a run. Went 2 for 5, drove in a run last night against Eastern Connecticut.
1-2 pitch on the way from Bin. Instead, another check of first.
LaGrange doesn't run a lot. 48 steals in 49 games coming into the tournament.
High, 2-2. Over the first 2 games, LaGrange had the 12 runs Friday, 3 last night, 15 runs over the course of the 2 games with 26 hits. They had 12 hits last night.
Yeah, they had the best team batting average of the 8 teams in the tournament.
That goes off of the mid of the catcher, Pettit. And up to second base is Mixon. Wild pitch to the scoring. And a second consecutive batter to begin the game, a full count.
Ben's been wild high. That time it got away from the catcher. And
LaGrange's batting average entering the weekend, .346 with a .502 slugging. Three-two pitch to Herbs. And a second straight walk.
we told you, command's been an issue for this youngster. He's now walked 11 hitters in 11 2/3 innings this year.
He's only making his 12th career appearance. Pitched 3 times last year. And this being his 9th of this season.
Watch out for Ruth here.
5 for 10 this weekend with a double and an RBI. 3 of the hits came on Friday. He's hitting .444 with 10 homers and 83 driven in.
He became the single season hits leader in NCAA Division III history on Friday night with 3 hits. Gave him 104 to break the record.
Came into Cedar Rapids, 20th in the country in batting average. Bounces, and it's 2-1. 3rd in RBI. Now with 83.
And 106 hits this season. Nobody's ever done that at the Division III level.
Been struggling here. 2 on after 2 walks. The 2-1 pitch, and it's hit sharply but foul outside of third. It'll be 2-2. Ruth, a graduate student from Chiefland, Florida. Two-two pitch. Almost got away there, and another full count. This will already be the 20th pitch of the first inning for Alex Bin.
And he's thrown more balls, 11 than strikes. Ruth has only struck out 12 times all year, so he's got a great eye. Let's see if they start the runners.
They do not go, and he swings at ball 4, fouls it off.
He doesn't walk much either, only 15 times in over 230 at-bats. But he makes contact. Only 12 strikeouts in this day and age, 230 at-bats, pretty surprising.
Ruth swings and misses. Big strikeout for Alex Bin.
Bin comes up and in. We're going to have a mound visit here right off the hop. That's not Tim Scannell going to the mound. But they must not like something. It must be something to do with his mechanics because he's just been wild high right off the hop. Now they're going to get the bullpen ready. But no one has thrown a pitch yet.
Jack Larison is the batter due.
Umpire joining the conversation.
Home plate umpire in this game is Sam Kaya. Jerry Buresh is at first, Ben Williams at second, and Toby Formiller at third. So there's Jack Larison. Has a .363 average with 5 homers and 66 runs batted in. Driven in a couple this weekend, 2 for 7 overall. Fouls back the first offer.
Joel Thomas is throwing in the bullpen for Trinity. He threw 2 innings against Baldwin Wallace last night.
On the 0-1. Fouled left side. 0-2.
Trinity used 4 pitchers in that elimination game against Baldwin Wallace last night.
Before the 0-2, Bin will step off and look at the runners. Mixon is at second. Irvs is at first. They both walked. Joe Ruth just struck out. Each of the first 3 batters went to a full count. As there's ball 1. And this at bat to Larison. Weather remaining nice as we are at 80 degrees. With a chance of thunderstorms expected to roll in, maybe not for 4 or 5 hours from now. On the breaking pitch, it's lofted left side. And onto the grassy hill area there, and a battle between either friends or brothers. Some contact was made. Gotta do what you gotta do, right?
Those balls are valuable.
Still 1-2 to Larison. Play on at second, and back in with a head first dive is Mixon. Just like the first game today, the wind, a non-issue. Although you would expect maybe to pick up later if weather starts to roll in. And that one's close.
Larison doesn't like the call at all.
Oh, they called it a called strike 3. Larison down on strikes. I did not see the strike call by our home plate umpire. A little understated. Strikes him out, back to back.
Larison lets the plate umpire know he didn't like this call. The hook gets him.
That's a very understated strike 3 call. I didn't see. I was watching from out our window and didn't see his fist pump. So now 2 on, 2 out, and it's popped up, and back is short. Tough play, and it drops between the left fielder Schaub and the shortstop Montressa, and in to score from second base is Mixon, and the play at second, diving in safely, is Cale Chatham on the first pitch. Just dumps one down, and LaGrange takes a 1-0 lead.
The base running out there by Irvs and Chatham to take an extra base as LaGrange takes the early lead. they call it a single. Chatham goes to second on the throw. But because the two infielders on the left side went chasing the ball, nobody was covering third. Irvs alertly saw that, took the extra base, and he went to third. Chatham ended up going to second. So they have 2 runners in scoring position after the RBI single by Chatham.
Third RBI of the weekend for Chatham, now 59 on the season. 1-0 LaGrange, second and third. Inside, ball 2 to David Smigelski, the catcher. He's 2 for 8 this weekend. Both hits came Friday against Trinity, driving in a couple of runs. Hitting .311 with 3 homers and 29 RBI. Cut and a miss, 2-1. So just when it looked like Bin would be out of the inning, a couple of strikeouts back to back, and then a little pop up. If it hung up another second or two, would have been caught. 2-1. Ground ball hit the side of the mound, gets to the shortstop Montressa to retire the side. LaGrange does get on the board. A couple of walks led off the inning. A 2-out RBI bloop single by Cale Chatham. And after a half inning, it's LaGrange 1 and Trinity coming up. 1-0 LaGrange. They score first. A 2-out single by Cale Chatham. And now Trinity comes up. Starting pitcher for the Panthers is Ethan Fry, a sophomore from Kennesaw, Georgia.
Ethan 2-1 on the year, 6.23 earned run average. This is his 6th start, his 11th appearance in 26 innings. Ethan Fry's allowed 35 hits, 18 earned runs, walked 13, struck out 26. Opponents have hit .327 against Ethan Fry.
He'll face off against at least the top 3 in the Trinity lineup. MJ Metz, Jack Wisniewski, and Ezra Gore. Nathan Brolick, Brian Schaub, and Tyler Pettit in the middle of the lineup. Jack Vanderhaar, Michael Montressa, and Christian Holloway, the bottom 3rd for the Tigers.
Bit of a lineup change there. Vanderhaar returned. He looked like he hyperextended his knee Friday night. He's back in the lineup. Strange defensive play in right field, but Vanderhaar back. And Holloway replaces Colt Harris as the second baseman for the first time in this tournament.
MJ Metz hitting .384 with 12 long balls and 58 RBI. Picked up an RBI last night in the win over Baldwin Wallace. He's 2 for 5 this weekend, a couple of walks as well.
Metz 6'5", one of the tallest leadoff people you'll see.
Makes a strike, 2-1. Tigers could only muster up 4 hits against LaGrange on Friday, and they had some struggles defensively in which they made 4 errors. Yesterday, 6 runs on 8 hits with no errors against Baldwin Wallace. 3-1 now the count. This is the first time that Ethan Fry has pitched since May the 28th. Last Saturday. Good piece by Metz into left center field. Paolo on the run, can't get to it. It bounces off the wall. Picked up out there, but heading into second base is Metz with a leadoff double.
26th double of the year for Metz. Really the first time he's been able to extend his arms and use his power in the tournament.
The third baseman, number 11, Jack Wisniewski.
It's only the 4th extra base hit that Trinity has had. I have that correct here this weekend.
Yeah, they've only hit 203 collectively as a team in Cedar Rapids.
Jack Wisniewski comes up here, the third baseman. Metz with the leadoff double. 304 hitter, 2 homers, 33 RBI. Takes it inside and high, ball 1. I mentioned Fry the last time he pitched, May the 28th against Chapman in the deciding game in the Super Regionals. Went 7 1/3. Next pitch is a called strike 1-1. He allowed 2 runs on 3 hits with 3 walks and 6 strikeouts. And a 4-2 win in the end there for LaGrange to win the Supers. One and one the count to Wisniewski. High 2-1.
Grange got a great starting pitching performance from Bailey Coleman Friday against Trinity through 4 shutout innings, 7 1/3 shutout innings. He's allowed 4 hits against Trinity Friday. Michael Menhart came in and finished up with an inning and 2/3 of hitless relief. And they turned to Dalton Brooks yesterday against Eastern Connecticut. Brooks threw 7 innings of 7 hit relief or starting, allowed 4 runs, struck out 9. He did his job, and then Tanner Chafin came in. So they've only used 3 pitchers or 4 pitchers in 2 games.
Bullpen has not been needed too often over the first 2 days. 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss by Wisniewski, and it's 3-2 with Ezra Gore on deck for the Tigers. Mets aboard after a leadoff double. LaGrange scoring in the top of the first, helped out by a couple of walks, and a 2-out bloop single by Cale Chatham. Fry set. Mets dancing around at second, and a swing and a miss by Wisniewski. First out of the first inning.
Of course, the tragic backstory of LaGrange is the fact that 2 of their young pitchers were tragically killed in an auto accident May 14th, just hours after LaGrange won their 5th consecutive league title in the USA South Atlantic Conference. Jacob Brown was the winning pitcher in this game, but 19-year-old was killed in the accident along with Steven Bartolotta. And obviously, you can't measure what that does to this team. Baseball has been a haven for them. The honor and enjoy their teammates. It's therapeutic, certainly, but that's tough to get over. But from a baseball standpoint, I mean, it's just a horrific story. From a baseball standpoint, it really impairs the Panthers' depth in tournament competition. Brown was the rookie of the year in the region, and Bartolotta also a big contributor. So they go into the tournament certainly emotionally scarred by the death of their friend and teammates, but they also don't have the pitching depth on this roster that they had a month ago.
Ezra Gore, the batter here for Trinity.
And you hate to look at that story in baseball terms because obviously
real
world ramifications are much more important than deaths of 18 and 19-year-olds.
Just shows how impressive also it's been that LaGrange since then has been able to do what they've done, winning 3 games against Centenary and then winning 2 of 3 against Chapman, and now 1-1 here in Cedar Rapids. They have a great fan contingent that's traveled here to Cedar Rapids. And, I think whatever ends up happening for them here in Cedar Rapids, they're sure they'll be looking more at the big picture of everything that they've gone through. Here comes a 1-1 pitch to Gore. Piece up the middle, and playing up the middle was Hebert, but he couldn't get it with the backhand stab. And scoring from second base is MJ Metz on an RBI single by Ezra Gore, his 40th run batted in of the year, his first hit of the weekend. 1-1 the score.
Gore has struggled. Metz is in a cat and mouse game with the second baseman Hebert. Hebert was going back to more conventional second base position, and when Gore shoots the ball up the middle, Hebert was leaning the wrong way. Metz comes around to score, and the single to center by Ezra Gore.
Yeah, really, the dancing around by MJ Metz is almost what hurt Trinity because it kept Hebert further up the middle, but
he was heading back to second base position when Gore hit the ball up the middle and couldn't recover in time to make a play on the ground out, or potential ground out.
Called strike to Nathan Brolick, the DH, hitting .408, a homer, 34 RBI. He's 1 for 7 with a double and a couple of runs batted in this weekend. Runner at first and 1 out. All 1 low and away. Winner of this one will play Eastern Connecticut State in our final game of the day today, scheduled for 7:45. We're about 15 minutes off schedule now, with this game starting at 1:30.
Just ask LaGrange if you think they're going to play at 7:45. Then that 7:45 start last night became an 11:05 start in reality when they played Eastern Connecticut.
Well, I was going to say it was 7:45 somewhere, but it wasn't.
I don't think it was even 7:45 in Alaska or Hawaii.
Diving back in Gore as Ethan Fry preoccupied a bit with him.
It ended at 2:07 a.m., I can tell you that, and a very short night of sleep for these LaGrange ball players.
And for you as well.
Well, yeah, but I don't have to perform in the national championship.
What do you? I mean, you are.
Well,
right?
athletically, I don't have to perform.
Runner off from first and a foul ball.
But our crew hung in there too, and hats off to those guys because they get earlier than I do to lay cables, and well, you'll see a lot of the drone shots they shot. They put in very long days, and hats off to them. Seamus Kreider, our producer, put in a long day. What?
I'm the only one who didn't put in a long day.
Yeah, you were home watching Saturday Night Live.
1-2 the count to Brolick. They check again with Gore. Of course, he was off on the pitch a few moments ago.
Pretty good baseball, though. That was a good game. Eastern Connecticut and LaGrange.
Yeah, it's a shame that it was played in the middle of the night.
A 4-3 game. LaGrange came back with 3 in the 7th after they had trailed most of the game. But a pretty good pitcher's duel between Tommy Benincaso and Dalton Brooks. Those are two good teams.
Ezra Gore is getting a workout at first base. Checked over to first base 4-5 times now. And that's up high, 2-2. First baseman Larison, the one holding Gore on at first base, who checked in with an RBI single a few minutes ago at this point. MJ Metz scoring after he had a leadoff double. The 2-2 from Fry. Runner goes, swing and a miss, and going back to first base is Gore as they throw down to second.
I don't think Gore liked the jump he got. He did an about face as Brolick, the DH, strikes out. So 2 punch-outs for Fry. Gore remains at first base.
Left fielder number
And Brian
40.
Schaub will come up to bat. The left fielder for the Tigers. 6 foot, 210-pound senior from Hatfield, Pennsylvania. Takes the first one away, ball 1. He's 1 for 7 this weekend.
Yeah, he's been pretty quiet. Struck out 3 times against LaGrange the other night. Finally got a hit against Baldwin Wallace in the late innings.
Gore has to dive back in yet again here.
Schaub started his career at Richmond. He was a Spider. He's had a good year, though. 16 homers, 61 RBIs.
1-1.
Broke the single season record for home runs during the regionals. Then broke the school's single season record for walks during the super regionals.
Gore goes, swing and a miss. The throw down by Smigelski. The tag applied, not in time. Hebert, the second baseman, taking the throw, but diving in with the stolen base is Gore. The count, though, will be 1-2 to Schaub.
Ezra Gore has now stolen 19 bases in 23 attempts this season. Trinity likes to run. They came in the tournament with 78 steals. Again, because they haven't had many guys on base, they haven't been able to unveil their running game, but they're now 4 for 4 in the bases in the tournament.
Schaub with an RBI opportunity. He's got 16 homers, 61 RBI on the year. And Ethan Fry will turn off the backside of the mound and look at Gore at second base. Gore with an RBI single, tying this game up. The 1-2. Up and in, 2-2. Much different pace to the start of this one than what we saw a couple of hours ago with Marietta and Stevens Point. Both pitchers having to work very hard here in the first inning. Gets away from the catcher, and Gore will go up to third on a wild pitch. And now the count full to Schaub.
Ball in the dirt. Smigelski couldn't knock it down. Now Gore 90 feet away. Fry has thrown 24 pitches. His pitching counterpart Ben threw 30.
3-2. Schaub in on the hands, pops it up right side. Playable for Larison. Makes the catch in foul territory to retire the side. But Trinity, they got a leadoff double by MJ Metz. He comes around to score a couple of batters later on the single by Ezra Gore. We played one, and we're tied at 1 here in Cedar Rapids. Look at the river in town here in Cedar Rapids. It's 1-1. Trinity and LaGrange heading to the top of the second. Scott Sudikoff and Bill Brophy back with you. And Alex Bin, who had to throw 30 pitches in the first inning, at least now comes back out on the mound in a tie ball game.
It's the view of the Cedar River. We're 20 miles north of Iowa City, 100 miles northeast of Des Moines, the state capital, and Iowa's largest city. This is the second largest city. Population 126,326.
Jared Aldridge will lead off here, the DH for LaGrange. He's got a .341 average, 3 homers, and 40 RBI. Bin's pitch is high for ball 1. Bin walked the first 2 batters in the first inning, then struck out Ruth and Larison back-to-back, and then Cale Chatham on the first pitch blooped one into shallow left, and that brought home the run. Low ball 2. Trinity just scored. Double by Metz, and a single brought him home. Ezra Gore with the RBI. .2-0 pitch. Off the end of the bat into right field. Vonderhaar is there. First out.
Gets the leadoff man, unlike in the first inning when he got in trouble early. He forces Aldridge to hit the ball to right field.
Gonna bring up Rhett Hebert, the second baseman, who's got 1 hit this weekend, 1 for 8 with a run driven in. He's hitting .274 overall with a homer and 36 RBI.
Grange got a pretty good fouling here. They started that rhythmic clapping. They're kind of good again. They're sleep deprived. Maybe they're trying to keep themselves awake. Again, a lot of them were here till 2 in the morning, wowing their heroes.
Well, they could have slept till 10, though. Still got here in plenty of time, so I don't know. They should be well rested.
Okay.
You certainly didn't have time to sleep long. As there's an appeal. No swings, says first base umpire Jerry Burish, and it is 3-0. You had to be here at 9 a.m. no matter what.
That's how you get paid the big bucks.
That's for sure. We do. And there's ball 4. 4-pitch walk. Third walk issued by Alex Bin.
And you can tell that Ben struggles with his command.
Left fielder number 31, Gabriel Palo.
Left fielder Gabriel Palo comes up, sporting a .315 batting average. 3 homers, 25 RBIs, 1 for 8 here in Cedar Rapids. And ball 1. It's 5 straight balls thrown by Bin.
Trinity starts up the bullpen again, and here comes the pitching coach again.
So 6 straight balls delivered by Bin.
Joel Thomas is throwing again in the bullpen. Somehow I think we're going to see Joel before the afternoon's over.
I think he's slated to be the next pitcher, probably no matter what. He pitched 2 innings Friday against LaGrange. Gave up a run on 3 hits with a walk and 2 strikeouts. Not bad.
I think Joel pitched yesterday, actually.
Oh, you're right.
He pitched 2 innings and gave up a run. He had control issues similar to this.
You are correct. It was Thomas who came in the first pitcher out of the bullpen yesterday. Cater and Newman pitched out of the bullpen on Friday against LaGrange. 2-0 pitch and a swing and a foul. Surprised actually that Paolo would be swinging here. Make Bin throw you a strike. 2-1. Top of the order, Rhett Mixon is on deck. Checking first. Diving back in is Hebert.
But Trinity has used 7 pitchers the first 2 days of this tournament. So they're pretty well into their bullpen. And they gave up 12 runs to LaGrange Friday. A competitive 6-5 tilt yesterday. Harrison DeRoe was awfully good at the end of that game. Had 3 2/3 innings of scoreless relief.
Back up the middle, goes off of Bin. Caroms to the shortstop, Montressa tries to make the play to first, not in time. And that'll be a single for Gabriel Paolo. Right back up the middle and catching Bin in the body.
He says he's fine. He waves off it. Any help from the athletic training staff? Coming the big boys for LaGrange, second time through the order, and we're early in the second inning.
Rhett Mixon walked and scored in the first inning. Got a bunt, lays a perfect one down, charging Wisniewski, throws on to first. They try to bunt for a hit was Mixon, and ruling it a sacrifice. I suppose that's the case, but it's the second out.
He gives himself up, but yeah, I mean, you're right. He was bunting for a hit, no doubt about it. But from an official scores standpoint, he moved the runners over by giving himself up. So
yeah, he did show the bunt pretty early on the pitch.
So here's Herbs.
He also walked his first time. Second and third, 2 down. Bounces around there, ball 1. Well, he had Wisniewski who was back on that bunt. That's why I'm not an official score, but I'd say he's out 5-3.
Nice play by Wisniewski
to
get
he had to charge hard. Here's a strike, 1-1. Irv's 2 RBI this weekend, 47 on the season. He's got 2 in scoring position here at the count, 1-1. Takes it high, 2-1. Gotta think this might be the last batter that Bin faces no matter what.
He might keep him in there to face the left-handed hitting Ruth. But you're right, depending on what happens with Herbs.
2-1. It's lifted. Left center field. Gore into the gap. Makes the catch on the run to retire the side. So Bin has to battle again. Gives up a walk and an infield single. But leaves 2 runners on in scoring position after an inning and a half. It's 1-1 Trinity. And Ethan Fry back on the mound here for LaGrange. Bottom of the second inning. It's tied at 1. The Trinity Tigers will have Tyler Pettit, Jack Vonderhaar, and Michael Montreza coming up. Panthers just left 2 in scoring position, not scoring in the top of this inning. Tyler Pettit comes up. Hit his 11th home run of the season last night against Baldwin Wallace. 3 for 7 this weekend.
There's only been 5 home runs hit in the whole tournament. Pettit had a long one here last night.
He'll take strike 1. His batting average is at .370 with the 11 homers and 37 RBI. Of course, 400 to straightaway center, but then you have a little at the, let's say it's not symmetrical out here at perfect game field. You have 407 to left center, 403 just to the right of center, but then 390 really in the right center power alley. Got the 315 down the left field line, but they got the wall.
And that's the short porch. That wall juts out, and it's higher than the other fences, but still, that's when I hit a home run, that's the place to hit it.
Chop one hopper, snared by the third baseman Ruth. Gets a little bit of help from his first baseman Larison to pick that for the first out. 325 down the right field line. We have the normal-sized wall. So how high is that? A 15-foot wall?
Looks like it's about double the size of the 8-foot walls that's elsewhere in the outfield.
Jack Vonderhaar, the batter, was 0 for 2 on Friday before leaving the game. Chopper to the right side. Hey, Bear. Plenty of time. 2 up and 2 down for Ethan Fry. So Fry looking for an economical inning.
Vonderhaar seems to be running quite well after he was helped off the field by teammates Friday. Didn't play last night. Looks like he hyperextended his knee.
2 outs, nobody on for Michael Montreza. The shortstop. 341, 3 homers, 26 RBI. 2 for 7 in his time here in Cedar Rapids. Fry gets him to chase, and it's 1-1. Each team with 2 hits in this game, and of course each team with 1 run. 2-1 now.
Winner of this game will play Eastern Connecticut. In fact, they have to beat Eastern Connecticut twice to get to the best of 3 series, which will determine the national champion.
In the hole at shortstop. Nice sliding play on the backhand by Chatham. A strong throw bounces in to the first baseman Larison in time to get Montreza. A nice defensive play to end the second inning. Cale Chatham at shortstop for the Panthers sends us to the third. LaGrange 1, Trinity 1 here at Cedar Rapids.
My coaches always made sure that the student comes first, because not everyone will become a professional athlete.
Leading off the top of the third baseman, number 17, Joe Ruth.
Scott Sudikoff and Bill Brophy back with you. Joe Ruth will lead off against Alex Bin here at the top of the third. Ruth, Larison, and Chatham do for the Panthers. Ruth, say, feigning a bunt.
Wisniewski playing deep at third. Was very surprised, shall we say, to see Ruth feign.
Yeah, I think just trying to get in the head maybe. That misses away, and it's 2-0. Ruth struck out swinging in the first inning. It's 5 for 11 now this weekend. An average dipping to 442. And it's over the head of the shortstop. Montreza in the left field, a base hit. Maybe one of the softest hits he's had this season.
Nice approach, though, going the other way.
First baseman, number 5, Jack.
And lifts that over the shortstop's head into left field. He's aboard to start the third.
Third hit for LaGrange thus far. Panthers had 14 hits on Friday and 12 last night. So getting on base hasn't been an issue. Foul and no play for Wisniewski. 0-1 to Jack Larison. Struck out looking his first time. Senior from Ponte Vedra, Florida. Alex Bin with the 1-1. Up and in, 2-1. Our next game today will be the 2-0 Salisbury Seagulls taking on Wisconsin Stevens Point. Seagulls win that game, they move on to the championship rounds. Stevens Point needs to beat them tonight and then beat them again tomorrow, and they can get to the championship round. Sharply hit into right center, but Gore was shading that way. Gets over there and makes the catch.
Well hit ball, but these teams have seen each other enough. They got the spray charts and all. They're pretty well, good idea defensively and how to nullify LaGrange's hitters. And Gore covers a lot of ground in center field.
Trinity mentioned made 4 errors in the game on Friday. They've made 70 errors in 50 games this year. Runner off from first, it will not matter as the pitch hits Cale Chatham, who had the RBI single in the first inning. It'll be first and second, 1 out. And David Smigelski coming up.
Breaking pitch didn't do much and hit Chatham in the shoulder, I do believe.
The catcher, number 25, David Smigelski.
No activity in the Trinity bullpen. Thomas, who's thrown the last 2 innings, not up yet. Again, Tim Scannell will love to get this guy as many innings as he can. Their bullpen has been taxed. They know they got to play again tonight, so he doesn't want to go to the pen unless he has to.
Sharply hit foul outside of third. Smigelski grounded out to shortstop to end the first inning, leaving runners aboard at second and third. Bin's pitch, not even close, 1-1.
Trinity used Joseph Shavana on opening night. He got beaten in the 12-0 game. Last night.
Oh, and a runner at second base. Ruth got way off the bag and slipped a bit. And the pitcher Bin noticing now has him in a rundown. Moving up to second base smartly is Chatham behind him.
He's safe at third. They say he missed the tag.
And Bin, the pitcher, the one trying to apply the no, he got him right there at the end.
Well, the umpire disagrees with you.
No.
I don't think he did.
Right
Oh,
there.
right there.
The lower back.
So it's going to take a challenge to.
I was caught up in mentioning that Chatham smartly moves up to second.
Trinity will officially challenge. Each coach gets 2 challenges in this tournament. Tim Scannell's going to use one right now.
I feel so confident about this one. I'm marking Ruth out in the scorebook, and I use pen.
And Scannell confirming that he wants to challenge. The call in the field which is that Ruth is safe at third. Again, Chatham moved up to second. Actually, he says no. We're going to play on. He decided not to challenge.
Well, that's not my fault for marking in the book, because that should.
Here it is.
I mean, what?
And the umpire said he missed the tag.
Tags him right there. See the glove move.
And Ruth goes on and he signals that he's safe.
Well, let's see how much that ends up mattering here. As we are back to Smigelski at the plate. It's 2-1.
Infield stays back. They're going to try to stay out of a big inning. get a double or get a out at first, they'll concede the run. So it's Semelski's job to put the ball in play.
And now it's 3-1.
So technically that's a stolen base for Ruth.
Yeah. Three-one pitch. Popped right field. Vonderhaar tagging the third. Ruth. He'll come home on a sacrifice fly, so it looked as if he should have been out. And LaGrange steals a run here.
Got him to third. Ruth scores the go-ahead run.
Designated hitter number 20.
Miguelski does his job with a productive out, the sac fly to right field.
But I don't get. That seems like a play where the umpires themselves might say, we should go check this one.
Well, I think the umpire challenges are reserved for the last 2 innings or extra innings.
Okay.
Up till then, it's up to the coaches to challenge, and Scannell elected not to do so.
Aldridge, the batter, he's flied out to right field. Ground ball, diving by Wisniewski, and then by Montressa as well. And the Panthers score a second run on an RBI single by Aldridge. And it's 3-1.
DH with the single just past the outstretched glove of the third baseman and into left field.
Second baseman.
And those 2 out hits are killers.
And Red Hebert will come up. He walked his first time. Bullpen going to get started again.
Yeah, Thomas is going to start up for the 3rd straight inning.
And this is a soft looper in back of first base and down the right field line for a base hit. Aldridge to third, and Hebert with the single.
3rd hit of the inning. It's one opposite field job by Hebert.
Left fielder number 31.
And with 2 outs, Aldridge was off with the crack of the bat and easily made it to third.
Gabriel Paulo, the batter, he hit one sharply up the middle off of the pitcher bin in the second inning, but was stranded on base when Panthers left them on at second and third. They've done that each of the first 2 innings, only scoring them 1 run, but they've scored 2 here in the third. So the caught stealing that was it proved to be a big play here in this inning. It was ruled safe, and then it looked like on our replays that should have been ruled out. Trinity electing not to challenge. The sacrifice fly scores the run from third. And then you get the RBI single by Aldridge as well. Back standing at first base is Hebert. Ball and a strike to count. Paulo thought about it. Keeps the bat back, and it's 2-1. Nixon is waiting on deck, looking for his 3rd at bat in as many innings. Here's the 2-1, 3-1. On the 3-1 pitch. Strike at the knees, and it's full. Now we'll see Hebert, a head start at first base, with 2 outs in the inning. There he goes. Paulo taking ball 4, and the bases are loaded. 4th walk from Alex Bin.
time through the order already for LaGrange. I am a little surprised. Yeah, here comes the pitcher, Coach. I didn't think we'd see Ben get an opportunity to see Mixon for the third time. So Joe Thomas is coming in. Pitching change for Trinity.
Bases loaded, 2 outs for LaGrange. They've already scored 2 here at the top of the third. They're on top 3-1. We'll step aside and be back with a new pitcher here in Cedar Rapids. Joel Thomas, the new pitcher for the Tigers, 6 foot, 200-pound senior right-hander from Scottsdale, Arizona, making his second appearance in as many days.
Thomas threw 2 innings of 3-hit ball last night, gave up a run, walked 1, struck out 2. Had a good year. I'll give you those stats in a bit.
Rhett Mixon batting with the bases loaded and 2 outs, takes ball 1.
Thomas 3-0 coming into the tournament with a 7.34 ERA. This is his 19th appearance. He started 2 games, had 2 saves. After last night's appearances, he's now thrown 32 2/3 innings and allowed 40 hits.
2-0 to Mixon.
Struck out 31, walked 19. Opponents have hit .302 against Joel Thomas. Going to try to stop the bleeding here.
Mixon, the 8th batter of the inning, is 0 for 0. Walked and scored a run in the first, sacrifice bunt in the second. Turns out of the one inside there, and it's 3-0. Two runs have already been scored in the inning by the Panthers. 3-0 pitch. Strike at the belt. 3-1. Sacrifice fly and an RBI singles. Miguelski and Aldridge have scored the runs. 3-1 pitch. Off the end of the bat, slicing out of play, and the count will be full. Something in the gap here could clear the bases, as you'll have the runners from first and second getting that head start. More action continues in the Trinity bullpen.
Corey Cater that's loosening up for the Tigers.
He pitched 2/3 of an inning on Friday with 2 strikeouts. On the 3-2 pitch, it's ball 4. That walks in a run. Aldridge scores. Hebert goes up to third. Paolo to second. And the bases loaded walk for Rhett Mixon.
You mix it an RBI.
The second of the weekend.
20th of the year. And now you have to face the dangerous Herbs.
It's walked in the first, flied out to center field in the second. It's 4 for 11 this weekend. Bases, of course, remain loaded. Up and in. And the traditional uniform matchup in the first game today, white versus gray. Today we've got both teams in the colors, black and red.
I gather you don't like the red-black matchup?
No, I actually like it too. As
Okay.
long, because they're still good-looking uniforms. Especially, you got LaGrange. Everybody that I could see has got the pants high, showing off the socks with the red stripes. There's a check swing. Irvs wasn't happy. He didn't want to swing at that one. Yeah, LaGrange has got a good look. The red look, got the red socks with the black stripes. There are the Panther fans that are making noise basically all weekend. 2-1 pitch. Irvs sharply hit. Backhanded by the shortstop Montressa. No play at second. Throws to first, and it will not be in time. Good job coming off the bag by Metz to make sure that throw did not get away. But once really Montressa really had not much of a chance to get to first. And he looked at second as well. No play.
Yeah, he's not going to throw Herbs out. McKinley runs pretty well. Give him an RBI. Extend LaGrange's lead.
Infield single. Bases still loaded. And Joe Ruth, who led off the inning with a single, hit a soft looper into left field. Began this inning. He's the 10th batter here in the third.
Ruth with 83 RBIs this year. Opportunity here for the run producer.
And it's 2-0. Up on the video board, they have his headshot. It says Joe Ruth single season hits record. Letting everybody in the crowd know if they don't already know. And now we have a mound visit coming and a pitching change with the count 2-0.
Well, you got to be able to throw strikes, and Thomas hadn't been able to do that. So his visit to the mound was a short one, and we're going to see Corey Cater.
Corey Cater coming on. Bases are loaded. The count 2-0 to Joe Ruth. We'll be right back with the completion of the at-bat. Pitcher for Trinity, 6'6", 215-pound senior right-hander from Sacramento. Comes on for the second time this weekend, both times against LaGrange. 2/3 of an inning on Friday with 2 strikeouts.
He throws hard, yeah, and most importantly, he throws strikes, because that's been a problem for Trinity today, who's walked 5 and hit a batter. Out of traffic on the bases. Cater on the year, 3-4 with a 6.60 ERA. This is his 14th appearance, 8th out of the pen. Got a save. 45 innings, 49 hits, 33 earned runs coming into the tournament. Walked 35, struck out 55. Opponents have hit 275 against this big right-hander.
He inherits a 2-0 count against Ruth, who swings at the first pitch that he sees from him, and it's 2-1. Bases loaded, 10th batter of the inning. 4 runs have scored. The 2-1 to Ruth. He lines it foul off the left side, 2-2.
This inning has been so long. Ethan Fry, the LaGrange pitcher, is loosening up in the bullpen to keep his arm fresh.
I'm sure he doesn't mind right now if this inning continues for a few more batters as well and gets a couple of more runs on the board.
I think he'd like to see his All-American teammate Ruth shoot the gap in the outfield and empty the bases.
2-2 pitch. Chopper to the right side. The first baseman Metz needs help. Has it from Cater, who takes the throw and tags the base to retire the side. But the Panthers get a 4-run inning. And after 2.5, LaGrange 5, Trinity 1 here in Cedar Rapids.
Fans, at this time, we proudly request that any current or former members of our armed forces please stand to be recognized.
Bottom 3 here in Cedar Rapids at Perfect Game Field, Veterans Memorial Stadium. And Trinity has some work to do, trailing 5-1. 9-1-2 due up against Ethan Fry, who had a 1-2-3 second inning and then watched his team score 4 runs on 4 hits, sending 10 batters to the plate in the top of the third. Christian Holloway leads off, the second baseman, 371. 2 homers, 25 RBI on the year. And he swings at the first pitch, and coming in to make the catch, the shortstop, Chatham.
Holloway had watched the first 2 games. He was anxious, went up there hacking. Quickly retired to start the third for Trinity. They need base runners. Told you, Fry must have felt getting tight on the bench during a very long inning. He went down and loosened up in the bullpen. But all is well now, and I'm sure he was quite happy to get the leadoff hitter here in the third.
He's at 34 pitches now through 2 1/3. MJ Metz comes up, doubled, and scored in the first inning. He's 3 for 6. A couple of walks as well this weekend. Fry delivers, and Metz takes a called strike. Or a called ball, I should say.
Trinity got here by going to Birmingham Southern, a tough place to play, and beating the 3rd-ranked Birmingham Southern club 9-8 Friday and 14-8 last year on Saturday to win the Super 8 regional. And that's no mean accomplishment. I mean, that's tough. That's a tough place to play. Tigers out of San Antonio, Texas.
1-1 pitch. Misses, 2-1. Of course, you've got Division II. They're playing in the championship, the World Series round, if you want to call it, this weekend. And Division I just starting up their regionals a couple days ago. Fun time of the year. A lot of good baseball being played. It's 2-2 now to Mets.
D2 still goes to Cary, North Carolina, do they not?
Yes.
And of course, the Division I championship is determined in Omaha, but as you mentioned, this is the regional round. Next week will be the super regional round, and then the College World Series starts later in the month.
And down looking goes MJ Metz. Third strikeout for Ethan Fry. In Division I, you got 16 different regional sites going on this weekend. 4 teams at each. And down to the 8 super regional sites next week. I got my eye on the College Park Regional, where UConn has gone 2-0. They're awaiting the winner of Maryland Wake Forest in the regional final. Jack Wisniewski, the batter here. He struck out his first time. Ethan Fry with the first pitch. Swung on by Wisniewski. Into right center field. Irves and Mixon collide. One of them caught it. And it was Mixon.
But is Irves okay? Yes, he is. They both get to their feet after the collision. They both go a long way, so they got some momentum going into one another, and the right fielder catches it, and Irves bounces off him. But both outfielders get up. Quick inning. And LaGrange gets back in the dugout all in one piece.
As a core value, the NCAA and Division III are committed to diversity, inclusion, and gender diversity. Leading off the top of the 4th inning.
Scott Sudikoff and Bill Brophy back with you in Cedar Rapids. 5-1 LaGrange, as Ethan Fry just had a second consecutive 1-2-3 inning, and now the Panther bats are back out there, 4, 5, and 6. Larison, Chatham, and Smigelski against Corey Cater, who got the final out of the third, and a misplay at shortstop by the Montressa, and heading into second base, diving in, Larison is safe.
Boy, that's a hustle double. A bad hop double, to be sure. And these teams, a lot of them play on turf all season. They come here and play in this grass infield, and by and large, the ground crew does a great job, but that's a bad hop for the shortstop. Montressa, and hustling out of the box all the way. Larison ends up at second base. Credit to him for going hard out of the box and making what appeared to be a ground ball to short into a 2-bagger.
So he's at second for Cale Chatham, who's 1 for 1 with an RBI single. It was hit by a pitch in the third and scored a run. That does go as a hit because of that hop that just over the head of Montressa. Not much you can do except grow a couple of inches instantaneously, which from experience I know does not happen. Here's a called strike to Chatham. 7 hits now for LaGrange. They had 4 in the third inning when they scored 4.
They've had the leadoff man on in all but 1 inning.
The starter, Alex Bin, went 2 2/3 for Trinity. Allowed 5 hits.
Had real command issues.
And all 5 runs charged to him. Cut and miss by Chatham, 0-2. Joel Thomas came on, faced 2 batters.
Had real command issues.
Walked Mixon, gave up an infield single to Irves, and then fell behind 2-0 to Ruth, and he was taken out. And then it was Cater who got Ruth to ground out to first base. high, ball 1. Yeah, 5 walks issued by Trinity pitching and
a hit batsman.
And a hit batter, correct.
A lot of traffic on the bases.
Yeah, the Panthers have left on 7 runners over the first 3 innings, 6 in scoring position.
Yeah, they're 3 of 7 with runners in scoring position today.
That's a pretty good number.
It is. That's a lot of opportunities in 3
first,
innings
yes.
plus, too.
Count 2-2. Get a LaGrange shortstop. Chatham pops it, foul out of play. Winner of this one takes on Eastern Connecticut State in our final game of the day, whenever that may be. At this point, I'll just go with that as opposed to giving the time of the game. It'll be the last game of the day today.
You're a very prudent fellow.
Thank you. I don't know what that word means, but swing and a miss, strike 3, Chatham. Strikeout by Cater. First out here in the 4th. I assume it's positive.
Oh, yeah. You try to educate and inform and broaden your vocabulary.
Give me Mike, I say words. That's what I do. Here's David Smigelski, who's grounded out in a sacrifice fly for an RBI in the 3rd. Breaking pitch, gets the corner, 0-1.
I can tell you LaGrange is the oldest private college in Georgia. 765 students. It's the smallest school in this tournament by far.
Wow, 765.
Yep. Founded in 1831. We try to talk about more than just breaking pitches, hitting behind the runner. Seamus can tell you we talk about a lot of nonsense in this tournament.
I mean, this is the 10th game in 3 days. So, can't be 100% 24/7 inside baseball talk. There's got to be a little bit of levity here and there.
I'm not sure we give you a lot of levity. Give you a lot of.
We try.
Yeah.
1-1 the count to Smigelski. Cater's pitch. Swing and a miss. 1-2.
Mentioned this the other night. Dave Kelton's the manager, the coach, 9th year. He's led this program. He played a long time in the minor league. Got a cup of coffee with the Cubs when Sammy Sosa was caught with a corked bat and suspended for 8 games. David Kelton got called up from the Iowa Cubs and had a short-lived career with Chicago. So he was happy Sammy Sosa had a corked bat.
Runner taken off for 3rd. Larison, the throw down, not in time by Pettit. Stolen base at 3rd by Larison, who's really stole a couple of bases in this inning because
Larison plays the game with great joy. He's a very enthusiastic fella, talking all the time down to both his teammates and the opponent at first base. But he sprints out to his position at the start of every inning. He just plays with a lot of energy and joy. A lot of fun to watch.
2-2 to count to Smigelski. He's down swinging. Back-to-back strikeouts for Corey Cater. Trying to keep Trinity within hailing distance here in this game in the middle innings. Goes it by him.
Cater's got a live arm. I was impressed the other night when he came in. Got a little giddy up on his fastball.
He's pitched an inning in 2/3 now. This weekend against LaGrange, and he has 4 strikeouts. Jared Aldridge, the batter, 1 for 2 at an RBI single last inning. Three RBI now on the weekend for Aldridge. 41 on the season. Batting average at .343. Senior from Rockmart, Georgia, fouls it back.
Panthers would love to pick up an insurance run.
Yeah, you're at the point of the game here, LaGrange. You just want to keep adding on. One here, one more there, two here, two there, and give yourself a comfortable road to playing again later tonight. 1-2 now to Aldridge. Cater, after the leadoff double, has a chance to strike out 3 in a row. Doesn't get him to chase. 2-2 the count. Rhett Hebert is on deck. LaGrange with 1 in the first, 4 in the third. Trinity with 1 in the first. LaGrange out hitting Trinity thus far, 7-2. Aldridge. Kind of called a 1/4 swing. He had the notion, but held up early, and the count is full. Center fielder Gore shading him into left. Aldridge will pop it up. It's back of home plate and over our heads in the press area. Another 3-2 pitch. For the next one, Cater steps off. Corey Cater from Sacramento, California. Another payoff pitch. It's ball 4 high. So the 6th walk issued by Trinity pitching today. It'll be first and third for Rhett Hebert. He's walked and singled and scored a run today. Right-handed hitting second baseman. Goes after the first pitch and behind it 0-1.
Got Gator muscled up and showed Hebert the fastball, and he was very tardy.
Looking the runner back to first is Cater. Our next game today, Salisbury and Wisconsin Stevens Point. Salisbury, a win. They move to the championship.
Salisbury hoping to be the first team to repeat since Marietta did so in 2011 and 2012. It's only happened 3 times in the 46-year history of this tournament where teams have gone back-to-back.
Here's the 1-1. It's high, 2-1.
Salisbury has won its last 7 games in the NCAA tournament. That hasn't happened since Montclair did it in 2000 and 2001. But in winning the championship last year, Salisbury went 5-0 in the NCAA tournament. They won their first 2 games here, including beating Stevens Point earlier this weekend.
2-1 pitch. Called a strike on the inside corner, 2-2. And Stevens Point will need to beat Salisbury twice, once today and once again tomorrow, and then they could get to the championship round.
Point upset, I guess you got to say. Top-seeded Marietta 6-4 earlier today. Marietta, a lot of people picked as the favorite in this tournament.
2-2, runner off from first, and it's grounded outside of first and foul.
Marietta fell to Salisbury yesterday in 11 innings, and then this morning, Stevens Point got 3 in the 7th and beat them 6-4. Peyton Nelson, Great Bradley Comer, and Anthony Tomzak all with 2 RBIs for the Pointers.
5 runs over the 6th and 7th innings proved to be the difference as they trailed 3-1 into the bottom of the 6th inning. Aldridge at first, Larson at third. Double, 2 strikeouts, and a walk in this inning. Larison also stole third after he had doubled. Gator popped up. First base, foul territory. Metz secures it to retire the side. So the leadoff double and the walk, but the two runners are stranded after 3.5 innings. LaGrange remains on top of Trinity. It's 5-1 here at Perfect Game Field.
The NCAA expresses our gratitude to our corporate champions and partners. Without their support, these great championship moments and opportunities are not possible for our student athletes. The NCAA's commitment to the highest levels of fairness and well-being, along with the pursuit of excellence in both academics and athletics, helps build a championship culture. With their generosity, our corporate partners make it possible to celebrate champions. Thank you.
For Ezra Gore.
A live drone shot over the stadium here in Cedar Rapids. As we're in the bottom of the 4th inning, and Ethan Fry, who's had back-to-back 1-2-3 innings, throws a strike to Ezra Gore, who's 1 for 1 with an RBI single today. 5-1 LaGrange. Count evens up at a ball and a strike.
Trinity could use some base runners against Fry, who's been pretty good since a slow start in the 1st inning.
His 43rd pitch is low for a ball, 2-1.
He's retired the last 8 hitters in a row.
Yeah, a double and a single in the 1st inning. That is it so far for Trinity, getting them the run. And it's now 3-1 to Ezra Gore. Brolick and Schaub to follow.
The meat of the order here for Fry, though. Gore had the run scoring single in the 1st.
Got full. See, some of the pointers are in the stands now, watching the action. Payoff pitch, line drive, base hit left field for Gore. So he was 0 for 7 to start the weekend, and he's 2 for 2 today.
Gore started slow in this tournament, but a couple of hits here. Shows good bat speed there as he turns on the ball and pulls it in the left field.
Number 21, Nathan Brolick.
Nathan Brolick comes up, 0 for 1 with the strikeout. Brolick holds back the bat there, strike 1 called.
Seems something wrong with this picture. You got the 6'5" leadoff guy in Metz and Gore hitting third. It's 5'7".
Fouled off the left side and out of play, and it's 0-2.
They're both really nice players, but it just goes against what we normally see in the lineup.
Exactly. If you looked at the two players, you'd say, who's your leadoff hitter, who's your third place hitter?
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd probably have them swapped. Gore has to dive back in at first base.
He stole a base earlier. He's done so 19 times this year. I know he's running here down 4 runs in the 4th inning.
And a 0-2 count on the batter here. Surprising to see a couple of throws back to first base. One and two. Ethan Fry delivers the 1-2 pitch in on the hands, fisted foul. And lands in the 6th row. Fry was an all-conference, academic all-conference last year. That's always good to see. Throw over to first. Pitched in 7 games last year. Had a 1-0 record and a 2.92 ERA. And this is his 11th appearance this year, making his 6th start. ERA starting the day at 6.23. Another throw to first. And Gore has to dive back in head first.
And he spent an awful lot of time worrying about Gore, up by 4 runs. Hit the hitter.
He heard you and ignored you.
Yeah, he's the all academic guy. I'm not.
Finally, the 1-2 pitch. Gore goes. And it's a foul off. So after all that, Gore does go, but it's a pitch that gets fouled off.
I mean, the offense has been stagnant, so I get it. The coach trying to do something, starting the runner, but my goodness, you better make it. You don't want to get thrown out on the bases down 4 runs. Don't know if they're to the point of counting outs yet, but getting late early if you're Trinity.
Ball 2.
Gore did not run there.
Ryan Schaub is on deck for the Tigers. The 2-2 pitch up and in, and it hit him. After all that, paying attention to first base, he had an 0-2 count on Brolick. Fouls off a couple of pitches, and eventually works the hit by pitch. I just feel like more focused on the batter in that at bat more than Fry was.
It's going to prompt a mound visit.
No action in the bullpen as of right now. Ryan Schaub will be coming up with first and second and nobody out for Trinity. And it's a situation now if you're the Tigers, you've got to get something across here. Sure, you'd like a 4-run inning, of course, but I think in this situation, you got to score at least 1 at the very least.
Well, Trinity can score. We talked about this earlier in the tournament, but again, what a wacky season they had. They drew UT Dallas in the regional. Won 7-4 the first time. It was a best-of-5 series against UT Dallas. They won 7-4 the first night, 18-13 in game 2. Then fell 32-9 to UT Dallas in game 3 and came back to qualify and win the regional with a 21-13 win.
Left fielder number 42.
So they gave up 62 runs in 4 regional games.
Well, win is a win.
Yeah. Then beat Birmingham Southern in Alabama 9-8 and 14-8 to punch their ticket here for the 3rd time.
Ryan Schaub takes strike 1. He gonna pop out in foul territory to end the first inning.
Well, they can swing the bats, I guess, is what I'm not doing a good job of explaining.
Fry with the 0-1 to Schaub. Foul tipped it into the mitt, and it's 0-2.
And this guy is one of the leaders of the pack when they're swinging the bats well. Schaub with 16 homers, 61 RBIs. If he jack one here, we'd have a different ball game.
Fry set. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. Didn't hit the mitt. He wanted that pitch a bit higher. Did the catcher Smigelski. He came down in a good hitting zone, but Schaub didn't catch up to it. Look where the glove is, and then look where the pitch is. If you're Ethan Fry, you got away with one there.
Yeah,
For the first out.
Schaub has struggled this weekend. I think, like you say, normally when he's on, he hits that pitch, but Fry gets the strikeout, his 4th. I think the message from the coaching staff there in the mound visit was, believe in your stuff. Go and challenge guys. Don't nibble. quit worrying about the base runners and go get the hitters.
Here's Tyler Pettit, 0 for 1 with a ground out to third. Takes strike one. He's 3 for 8. He's got a double and a homer this weekend. The home run was his 11th of the season. The 0-1 from Fry. Evens up the count 1-1. Pettit awaits the 1-1. Takes it high, 2-1. Outfield is very deep right now. All the way around for Tyler Pettit. And straight away. Up the middle, LaGrange hoping to turn 2 and end this inning. Pettit will foul it off the right side, 2-2. Four strikeouts now for Fry. Hasn't walked a batter, but did hit Brolick a couple batters ago. 3 hits in the game for Trinity. Pettit fouls it right side, giving it a look, and it stays playable. Larison makes the catch. They're in that corner or the dugout, and the wall to the stands meets.
And then factor in the bullpen plate and the mound not too far away. Nice play by Larison to stay with it. Nice play there by one of the sub players to move the bullpen screen,
Yeah, just in case, get the screen out of the way.
And give Larison a little more room, feel more comfortable.
Well, now there's 2 outs, and the runners have stayed put at first and second. Jack Vonderhaar, the batter. This would be a tough squander here for the Tigers if they do not score. And a single and a hit by pitch to begin the inning. First and second, nobody out. A strikeout and a foul out. And now 1-0 to Vonderhaar. Fry is up to 62 pitches, 36 for strikes. And that's a ball, 2-0. Vonderhaar now 0 for 3 this weekend after coming out of the game Friday early. Did not play yesterday. Takes the first strike at this at bat, 2-1. Elimination game here in Cedar Rapids. Winner goes on to take on Eastern Connecticut State later tonight. The loser has their season come to an end as timeout called before the next pitch. Pool A, bracket 1. It's down to Salisbury and Wisconsin Stevens Point. Our next game. Two-one delivery. Chopped foul. 2-2 now to Vonderhaar. Gore at second, he singled. Brolick at first, he was hit by a pitch. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Vonderhaar swings and stays alive. So rolls slowly to the Trinity dugout, third base side.
Fry now up to 66 pitches. Looking to close out Vandahar right here.
Ground ball at the first base line and foul. The bat will continue. Temperature up to 82 degrees right now. And getting into overcast conditions.
Yeah, these sun splash conditions of this morning are long gone.
And a little wind picking up, about 10 miles per hour.
Blowing out the left field.
Another 2-2 to Vonderhaar. Close pitch to take just off the outside edge, and the count is full. Both runners will get a head start now.
Fry wanted that pitch. That was the action pitch, because by missing it, it means the runners will get a free start here on the 3-2 offering. So both Gore from second, Frolic from first will be off and running. A shot to the gap will score 2.
Runners go. And Fry called strike 3.
Wow. I agree with Vonderhaar.
He was taken off the shin pad, and again, our home plate umpire does not have the most
Well, here it is.
flamboyant strike 3 call.
Pitch looked like it was inside.
Gives it a look. Tossed the bat, and then he realized it was called strike 3. So they leave 2 on. We played 4. It's 5-1 LaGrange.
Leading off the top of the sixth for the Panthers, the left fielder, number 31, Gabriel Pallo.
Look at Corey Cater on the mound for Trinity. He got the final out in the third, allowed a double and a walk in the fourth, but no runs across. Still 5-1 LaGrange, top 5. And first pitch up and in to Gabriel Pallo, leading off for the Panthers here at the top of the 5th. Has an infield single and a walk today. Tigers just left 2 on. They had 2 on and nobody out and did not score.
Trinity's now stranded 3 through the first 4 innings. LaGrange is stranded 9 through the first 4 innings. LaGrange 3 of 9 with runners in scoring position through the first 4. Lots of traffic on the bases, and while they have a 4-run lead, it could be even more with a few more timely hits.
7 of the 9 left on in scoring position by the Panthers. So yeah, runners all over the place. 7 hits, 6 walks. And a hit battle. 3-0 pitch. Called a strike to Pallo. Mixon and Irves on deck. 9-1-2 for LaGrange here in the 5th. Both of these teams got to continue on their season for another game later tonight. That's ball 4. Getting away here, so Pallo got to hustle down to first, keeping an eye back towards what's happening. See if that ball gets further away, but it's just a walk.
And to illustrate just how much traffic there is on the bases, that Mixon comes to the plate for the 4th time in 5 innings.
He's walked, had a sacrifice, and walked again. There's a run scored, and that second walk came with the bases loaded, so he picked up his 20th RBI of the year. No pitch from Cater. Here's the pitch, and Mixon fouls it off. Mixon, a 5'11", 185-pound junior from Loganville, Georgia.
roster predominantly made up of Georgians.
A chopper, shortstop on Tressa, bobbled it a little bit in the glove, and there's no out anywhere. Looked like he had trouble getting out of the glove as he looked towards second, and then the throw to first wasn't in time.
I would think that'll be an E6 because that looked like a pretty routine bounder to short.
Right here, yet see the little pump fake, and I think that's more that he realized he didn't have the play at second, and then was late to make the throw to first.
Yeah, Mixon got down the line in a hurry.
And they're giving him an infield single. Yeah, I guess you look at it upon Tressa, there really wasn't a clear misplay. It may have been that his second baseman, Holloway, wasn't over to cover in time. And now that one is just launched.
And breaking ball that he slipped out of his hand.
It'll be second and third.
I think the official score has been softened up by lack of sleep because you got to make that play. Action in the Trinity bullpen yet again.
Yeah, you're Trinity. You need to get an out on that play if it's second or first. Goes in the book as an infield single. And McKinley Herb's the batter here. It's 1-0 to him. It's walked, flied out to center, and an infield single that drove in a run. Swings and misses at the 1-0.
Jack Martinez, who started last night's game, is now throwing in the bullpen. Looks like Martinez, but it's pronounced Martinez. Jack got cuffed around a little, gave up 3 runs, 4 hits in his inning of work last night against Baldwin Wallace.
2-1 to the batter, Irvs. Ground ball right side, base hit. Paulo in from third. Being sent is Mixon. Here comes the relay. It's cut off. 2-run single for McKinley Herbs, and it's 7-1 LaGrange.
3 RBIs for Herbs today, and he's a good hitter. Good approach. Sees the hole between first and second, hits the hole. Vonderhaar charges, but he isn't going to be able to throw out the speedy Mixon, and the lead has been expanded to 6 runs.
That'll bring up Joe Ruth, who's 1 for 3 today. Struck out in the first, singled, and grounded out in the third. Led off the third with a single, and then ended the inning with a ground out. Lashes it foul off the left side, 0-1.
Herbs has now driven in 5 runs in the tournament. Peyton Nelson's the only one that's driven in more. Peyton plays center field for Stevens Point.
He drove in his 2 more runs earlier today, driven in 6. The 0-1 pitch, low and in, 1-1. So LaGrange now in 2 games against Trinity. They've outscored them 19-1. One on the way, and Ruth, the appeal down to third. He went around. Said Toby Formiller. Well, it's 1-2. Nobody out here in the 5th. And he gets Ruth to chase. Swings and misses. 3rd strikeout for Corey Cater.
Strikeouts by Trinity pitching against Ruth, who, like I say, only whiffed 12 times all year. Didn't show a lot of discipline there. Swinging a pitch and open his eyes.
Larison, the batter, struck out in the first, lined out in the 3rd to center field. And had a hustle double in the fourth as this gets away from the catcher Pettit. And up to second base goes McKinley Irves.
Second wild pitch of the inning for Cater.
Layerson's double in the fourth inning was what looked to be a routine hopper to shortstop that took a last hop over his head and over the outstretched glove. And then he hustled into second. It's a sharp one. Nice backhand play by Metz. He'll take it himself for the second out. So Layerson, who probably on that hit deserved a hit more so than the double he had his last at bat, but I guess that's how it evens out.
Yeah, the baseball gods do have a way of evening things out.
Nice play by MJ Metz for the second out here in the fifth. And Cale Chatham comes up. He singled in a run in the first inning, was hit by a pitch and scored in the third. Struck out swinging against this pitcher, Cater, in the fourth. Runner at third and 2 down. LaGrange has already scored 2 more. Over the head of the pitcher, over the second base bag, and into center field. Second RBI hit of the game for Cale Chatham.
Chatham now 5 for 11 in the tournament. Picks up another ribby, and the hit parade continues for the Panthers.
And his second RBI today, and his fourth of the weekend.
All of them have come against Trinity.
He had 2 doubles on Friday against the Tigers.
You have to say LaGrange likes hitting against the Trinity staff. Of course, they saw Cater on Friday night.
David Smigelski's coming up here. He's grounded out, had a sacrifice fly RBI and struck out against Cater in the fourth inning. 3 runs have scored for the Panthers here in the fifth on 3 hits and a walk. Couple of wild pitches mixed in. Low ball 1 to the LaGrange catcher. Foul back, 1-1. Home of the Cedar Rapids Colonels, affiliate of the Minnesota Twins, and got the retired numbers for the Twins out in left field. One pitch. Here's a strike, 1 and 2. I would try to test myself to see how many I knew, but I know I wouldn't do very well.
Well, my dad's in the Twins Hall of Fame, so I think I can probably get him.
1-2 on the way. Check swing, ball in the dirt. No swing on the appeal.
Do you want me to cheat and tell you what numbers have been retired by Minnesota?
Well, I know one of them's Kirby Puckett.
Yeah, that's 34.
Jack Morse has got to be up there, right?
I don't believe so.
Oh, really?
The Tiger, there it is.
Okay.
Killebrew's 3.
Yeah.
Tony Oliva going in the Hall of Fame, 6. Joe Mauer, 7.
All right.
Tom Kelly is 10. Ken Herbeck, a local product from Twin Cities, 14. Bert Blyleven's 28.
2-2 pitch. Outside ball 3. We can go back to it now.
Well, 29. I should know 29. I don't even know who it is. 34 is Kirby Puckett.
Right.
And 36 is Jim Cott, who's going in the Hall of Fame this summer. 29 is Carew. I'm sorry. Gonna say Rod was nice enough to talk nicely of my father when he got inducted 8-10 years ago.
Runner off and a foul back on the 3-2 pitch. We'll do it again.
Father was the general manager, scouting director back in the days of Puckett and Blyleven and Herbeck and Gaety, those guys. He first hired Tom Kelly, the minor league manager.
3-2 pitch again, pop up, and this will be into the stands. I got introduced to the Twins. I mean, I always knew the Minnesota Twins, being a baseball fan growing up, but what really got me to look at them was the movie Little Big League, of course.
Yeah, they filmed it at the Metronome.
Exactly. And so I think I asked my mom to go buy me a Twins hat after that because I'd seen them in the movie. Same thing happened with Angels in the outfield.
Oh, yeah.
Went out to the store and bought an Angels hat.
What'd you do after Sandlot?
Oh, that's a good question. Another foul here as this 3-2 pitch battle rages on. I guess the only team gets associated there at the end is the Dodgers.
Yeah.
But I don't think. I think for me, being a Boston guy, LA anything, you kind of stay away from it.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm far from a Boston guy, but I hear you about the Dodgers.
It doesn't matter. Dodgers, Lakers, Clippers. Well, who cares about them? Two Clippers fans watching right now are upset with me. Another 3-2. Ground ball to the left side. Montressa looks at second. Will throw to first to retire. The side. LaGrange scores 3 more runs in the inning. A 2-run single by McKinley Irves and an RBI hit by Cale Chatham. After 4.5, LaGrange on top 8-1 here in Cedar Rapids. Welcome back to Perfect Game Field, Veterans Memorial Stadium in Cedar Rapids. Good spot to check out the game on the grassy hill over there. A berm. I guess you call that a berm?
Yeah,
that's a berm.
You got to be in the berm to go chase balls. And a lot of the locals do just that.
And they know they're on the big screen right now as well, so they're waving. Looks at the camera, though. You don't see, it's what people do. They see themselves on the screen, and then they wave to the screen. But the camera's over here. Turn to your right. Well, this guy's got it. He's looking.
Yeah.
But I guess they're all kids, so I guess cut him some slack.
It's a veteran play. You could be a consultant.
Look towards the red light.
Yeah.
As it'll be Montressa, Holloway, and Metz up here against Ethan Fry, who gotta feel pretty comfortable. He's pitching pretty well. He had a battle through the 4th inning, but it was only a single and a hit by a pitch, and then got the next 3 batters in order. You feel much better when you have an 8-1 lead, and at this point, there's no reason to not attack the strike zone.
And boy, LaGrange has really silenced the Trinity bats in 2 games. Trinity's only got 7 hits against LaGrange pitching. That includes 3 today.
2 singles and a double today. And the double was the leadoff batter of the game, MJ Metz, who then scored on a single by Ezra Gore. It was 1-1 after 1. LaGrange scored 4 in the 3rd on 4 hits, sending 10 batters to the plate. Ground ball by Montressa up the middle. The shortstop Chatham ranging over to retire Montressa's 6-3.
But just like Billy Coleman did Friday night against Trinity, Fry's been pretty good. Coleman got 4 hits in 7 1/3 innings, struck out 9. Fry hasn't been the strikeout guy that Coleman was, but he's been effective. He's fanned 4, hasn't walked anybody, hit a batter, but he's had good control, and like you say, and he's thrown strikes and kept guys off the bases, free passes.
Called strike to Christian Holloway. He's 0 for 1 with a line out to shortstop. Down to the count 0-2. We're talking about baseball movies a bit. What's your favorite baseball movie?
I mean, the silly ones you talked about when you were kids. I mean, I guess you got to go with the natural. I like League of Their Own, I got to say, too. I don't know if that's a male, type thing to say, but I like your own a lot. And then maybe The Natural's a wonderful.
Outside 2-2. I'd have to go with Major League.
Well, yeah, you're right. I mean, you're right.
But I guess you could have 2 different. You could have one that's more on the serious drama side and one on the comedy side. I think you might have to split it up. Way outside 3-2.
No, I am a big fan of Major League. Again, being a Wisconsin guy, Bob Uecker's such a big part of that movie, and you're such an icon. And the state of Wisconsin.
The 3-2 pitch to Holloway. Works a walk. So a one-out walk. Christian Holloway will be aboard for the top of the order in an 8-1 game. With one out, bottom of the 5th innings. The first walk by Fry. He's hit a batter and struck out 5.
And that's got to drive his manager Kelton, or coach Dave Kelton, nuts. Got that big a lead, and you walk the number 9 hitter who hadn't played in the tournament for this game.
Metz is 1 for 2 with a double, and he skies the first pitch into shallow right. Rhett Mixon coming on, makes the catch for the second out. One of the things I haven't been able to do while broadcasting a baseball game is use some of the Bob Uecker lines on the air.
This could be your game.
From the movie, though, because a couple of them I would get fired for.
Yeah.
You got to find the well-placed time.
No, Uecker's a funny guy.
Jack Wisniewski coming up the bat here is 0 for 2, a strikeout and a fly out to right field.
Still broadcasting Brewer home games at 86 years old.
Give a shout out to the new radio man they hired, Josh Maurer. He graduated at the same university as me, University of Maryland. Also actually have similar lineage in independent minor league baseball. He worked for the Brockton Rocks, the independent Can-Am League, and I eventually worked for that team. That ends the connections, though, between me and Josh.
No, I heard him limited ability. He works the home games or the road games when Uecker doesn't travel anymore. So I have not heard a lot of him, but he does a nice job.
From the AAA Red Sox pipeline, the Paw Sox pipeline. 1-1 is inside and low, or so many.
Seems like a nice fella. I do some part-time work in spring training where I work behind the camera, do the stats for the big league crews out in Arizona. So work with the Brewers quite a bit, and the Cubs and the White Sox and the Padres. And anyway, so I got to meet him this spring. Seems like a nice fella. Certainly a good baseball guy.
2-2 now to Wisniewski.
I'm the guy that tells Jason Benetti and Steve Stone who 78 is coming in the 5th inning from Guatemala. So they sound like they know what they're talking about. And in spring training, it's loosey-goosey enough that they're quite appreciative to get that information.
Wisniewski hits it pretty well, but into right center field. Herb's there to make the catch, and that retires the side. A one-out walk, but Holloway is left on base. We played 5. It's LaGrange 8, Trinity 1. We'll be back with the 6th inning after this. Scott Sudikoff and Bill Brophy back with you. Top of the 6th inning here. LaGrange on top of Trinity 8-1. Corey Cater continuing on the mound for the Tigers. Bottom 3rd in the Panther order. Aldridge, Hebert, and Paulo do. LaGrange on their way right now to a matchup once again with Eastern Connecticut State later today, where they would have to beat the Warriors twice, today and tomorrow, to get to the championship, while the Warriors have to win just once to get to the championship round. Aldridge has flied out to right, singled in a run in the 3rd, and walked in the 4th.
If you want to talk about baseball movies, as we were, you should point out that the Field of Dreams is about an hour away from here.
Right.
Dyersville is, I think, about 50 minutes away from Cedar Rapids in the eastern part of the state. They're going to play a big league game there again in August, I believe, the Cubs and Cardinals, after the success they had when the White Sox and the Yankees played there last summer. But don't know how much time you've got for your return trip home. That's worth a stop. Dyersville, that's pretty cool. The Field of Dreams, what they've done with it. And it truly is only 45 minutes away. I think a lot of teams that have come here the last 3 years, depending on the schedule, have gone over there for a visit. Because everybody's seen that movie.
2-1 pitch to Aldridge. He gets a good piece into deep left field. Schaub looks up, and it is out of here. A leadoff home run for Jared Aldridge makes it 9-1 LaGrange here in the 6th inning.
Again, home runs have been limited here the past 3 days, but Aldridge turns on this one, and the rout continues.
His 4th home run of the season. Another look at it here.
Yanks this one to left in the power alley. He knew it. Big, strong guy. And left fielder can only look up. First home run of the tournament for a LaGrange hitter.
There's Red Hebert. He's walked, singled in, popped out in foul territory in this game. One of the things, though, with that Field of Dreams game, it obviously very successful, but I feel like now they'll just do it every year, and after a few years, it'll kind of become ho-hum, you know.
I fear you're right.
You know what I mean?
That was cool last year, though.
Yeah, oh yeah, for the first time, and even I'm sure this year we'll still have a little bit of that. But, you know, they happened with the NHL, the Winter Classic, where the first year they did it, first couple of years, it just felt so special, and now there's like 7 outdoor games every year, and it's like, okay, who cares anymore?
I completely agree. I'm had it with outdoor hockey and gadget games. The Winter Classic's pretty cool, but all those other.
Well, now they have Stadium Series
the
ones.
Stadium Series you can
and then the teams in Canada have their own as well, which they're entitled to, of course, have their, have a big event that's more Canadian centric, but.
No, I agree with you.
Red Hebert down to the count 1-2. Takes it in the dirt. 2-2. I guess the NFL doesn't really have something that's like that.
They play those European games.
Yeah, but that doesn't have kind of like that specialness to it. So it's just basically just to get into that market, as opposed to hockey having the outdoor game. That's where everybody grows up playing.
Yeah.
Obviously, Field of Dreams.
Or the parents growing up playing outdoor hockey. Today's kids, I don't think, play a lot of outdoor hockey.
They might still have some pond hockey. That'll be an infield single, a swinging bunt by Red Hebert. With nobody out here in the 6th inning, Jared Aldridge just led off a few minutes ago with a home run.
Bullpen action for Trinity as the hit parade continues for LaGrange.
Left fielder number 31, Gabriel Palo.
Gabriel Palo.
It's 12 hits now for the Panthers.
Yeah, again, hitting has not been an issue. 38 hits now over the course of 3 games.
Double barrel action in the Trinity bullpen.
Oh, rocking the split screen right now. Again, fancy.
Martinez is one of them. He's the right-hander, and the left-hander just started to throw.
Wave and a miss by Palo. Palo, infield single in the 2nd, walked in the 3rd, walked and scored in the 5th.
Zachary Garza is the left-hander throwing alongside Martinez in the Trinity bullpen.
The 0-1 is outside, 1-1. I mentioned how I saw Angels in the outfield, I had to get the Angels hat, and that was the CA Angels, California Angels from that movie, and that's the hat that I got. Of course, like 2 years later, it was, out of date.
I was going to say they changed their name all the time.
That's a fair ball down the first base line. It hopped over the bag. Palo's going to get extra bases. Hebert is going to be waved all the way home as the ball went all the way to the corner. The throw home not in time. Hebert scores and Palo to 3rd, and it's 10-1 LaGrange.
Hebert's thinking about scoring all the way. You can see he's cranked it up. When the ball goes in the corner, Vonderhaar has some trouble getting the ball in. Palo stops the 3rd with a stand-up triple. He has an RBI. And again, they can't stop the bleeding.
So Palo will be at 3rd. And back to the top of the order, Rhett Mixon, who
fielder, number 24.
He's 1 for 1. Because he's walked twice and had a sacrifice bunt. And now we'll have the pitching change for Trinity. 10-1 LaGrange here, top of the 6th. They've scored 2 more, a home run by Aldridge. The run-scoring triple by Paolo. We'll be right back. New pitcher is Jack Martinez, the first-year player from Corpus Christi, Texas. And the start last night against Baldwin Wallace did not go well, but gave him the opportunity to come back immediately here out of the bullpen the next day.
Martinez, a freshman, 6'4", 185. You heard it was not pretty his start last night.
Throws ball 1 to Rhett Mixon.
Martinez on the year, 4-2, 6.51 ERA coming into the tournament. This is his 18th appearance, 11th out of the bullpen.
Mixon fouls it back, and it's 1-1.
After last night's inning, he's now thrown 48 innings on the year. Martinez has allowed 55 hits, now 37 runs, earned runs. He's walked 31, struck out 44.
Inning started with a Jared Aldridge home run to left field. Rene Bear had an infield single, and then he scored on a triple by Paolo. He's there with the count 2-1 to Mixon. Now 2-2. But I started to collect all the hats as much as I could. I got that Angels hat, and I tried to have, I think I had almost every American League hat, being again, Boston area kid, Red Sox fan, and I wanted to kind of have every team that the Red Sox would play as it's fouled back. I even had a Yankees hat that I got because my 3rd grade team happened to be the Yankees, which I questioned why in a Massachusetts area Little League would one of the teams be the Yankees.
And the answer?
I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know the answer.
To this day,
I'm just wondering. You would just think like, oh, let's not make a team the Yankees just cause. That is inside, and the count is full. So I had a Yankees hat, and over the course of a Red Sox season, my mom would come in the room, my bedroom,
and say, "Why do you have so many hats?"
No, she was all in. She was all in. We'd have the Red Sox hat would be up on a perch, and then depending upon who they were playing, she would switch out the other hat. It's a swing and a miss, and Mixon is down on strikes for the first out here in the 6th.
Mom was into it.
So I always knew. If I didn't, I'm sure I already did know, but if I had to remember, I look up and say, oh, they're playing the Mariners this weekend. The Mariners hat would be next to the Red Sox hat. So Martinez comes in and strikes out Mixon for the first out here in the 6th. Paolo remains at 3rd.
Like Mixon, this is Irv's 5th plate appearance in 6 innings.
Driven in 3 runs in this game, and now 5 this weekend. Ground ball will drive in another run here, as he's out at first base, but as you see, crossing home plate, Gabriel Paolo, and it's 11-1.
Trying to play the infield back, that kind of gives you some impression what this game's like. But I guess it makes no sense to play the infield in when it's a 10-run game and you're deep into your bullpen on the 3rd day of the tournament. I think we're going to get a pinch hitter here for Ruth.
Okay. Adam Dorn is going to hit for Joe Ruth.
The All-American's going to get the rest of the day off in anticipation he's got to play tonight.
So there'll be a new 3rd baseman in the next half inning.
And in all seriousness, he might go back to the hotel and take a nap. Again, those guys were here until 2 in the morning in a 10-run game. Now an 11-run game or 10-run game Well, I keep playing them out there. So they get them off their feet, Ruth, and Dorn gets a chance to take a swing. He's a .329 hitter. Knocked in 12 runs, 1 extra base hit, and also 70 at bats.
And also, we'd be lying if we said we weren't worried about the weather later on today.
I'm always worried about the weather in the third day of a 5-day tournament, Scott.
The 0-2 just misses. Even if the forecast said 85, 0% chance of rain, you'd look at it and go, I'm still worried.
I'm a Midwest guy. I've seen those storms develop out of nothing.
1-2 pitch to Dorn. Lines it foul right side against Martinez here in the 6th with 2 outs. 3 more runs have scored. A homer by Aldridge, an RBI triple by Paulo, and then Paulo scored on an RBI groundout by Irvs. Yeah, the way the weather is looking, that last game of the day,
which apparently might involve now LaGrange against Eastern Connecticut in a rematch of last night.
Nice diving play by Wisniewski, and the throw gets over there in time. Good play by Wisniewski to wrap up the 6th inning. But again, LaGrange scores 3 more, and after 5.5, they're on top of Trinity 11-1 in this elimination contest.
Number 21, K.L. Chatham has moved from shortstop to third base. Now playing shortstop, number 39, Adam Dorn. Leading off the center fielder.
Ezra Gore will lead off for Trinity here. 11-1 LaGrange, and Ethan Fry continues to fire from the hill for LaGrange. And a swing and a miss by Gore, who's 2 for 2 with a pair of singles and a run driven in. LaGrange scoring 3 more runs in the top of this inning. A homer by Aldridge. Infield single by Hebert. He scored on a triple by Paulo, who then scored on a ground out by McKinley Irvs.
And Adam Dorn, who came in the game as a pinch hitter for All-American Joe Ruth, stays in the game. He's going to shortstop. Chatham, who had been at short, goes to third.
Of course, now with Adam Dorn playing shortstop, I think about Major League once again. There's a looping ball down the left field line into the corner. It's a foul ball, of course. Roger Dorn, I guess in the movie, he was an all-star third baseman, right?
Yeah, in the movie.
Well, like, once we get to the movie, though, I don't think he was kind of past that. He was kind of past the prime. And that's why he was so annoying now at that point, because he was still trying to be the star, but he wasn't really anymore, you know.
There's Adam Dorn.
Yes, that's Adam Dorn. No relation to Roger Dorn.
Well, you don't know that.
1-2, and a wave and a miss by Gore. He's down on strikes, and Ethan Fry has his 6th strikeout. And I mean, if you're LaGrange here, I mean, obviously you're not going to keep Fry out there to some inordinate pitch total.
No, but I'd keep him out there as long as
right.
he says I feel good.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Is here that, hey man, if you can get through 8 today or get us into the 9th, keep going.
Fry has not thrown a complete game this year.
See if we can find his longest outing. Well, his longest outing was his last time he pitched, as I talked about earlier on May the 28th against Chapman. He went 7 1/3. Ground ball to the shortstop, Dorn. A little bit of a high throw, but helped out by his first baseman, Larison, who went up to get it and came back down in the bag in time.
Well, I'm sure Coach Kelton would love to see him go for a complete game. And that would mean they go into tonight's elimination game, the rematch against Eastern Connecticut, using only 5 pitchers. So they'd have a bullpen that's pretty well rested.
Ryan Schaub, the batter.
Michael Menhert hasn't pitched since Friday night. Tanner Chafin came in to throw the last 2 innings last night against Eastern Connecticut. Only allowed 1 hit, didn't allow a run. So they got most of the bullets in the gun from their bullpen if Fry can keep eating up innings. And he's certainly got enough of a cushion to do just that. Her pitch clock has gone away on the scoreboard, so we can't tell you what his pitch count is.
How many pitches, yeah. Well, I think I might be able to get that for you.
For the fans and people like me, they've decided to replace the pitch count with information that we're at the 2022 NCAA Division III Baseball Championship.
92 pitches. So
he might
that complete game we were just talking about might not be in the cards, but
no. But he might be able to get to the 8th inning.
Yes.
2 outs here. So
Schaub is 0 for 2. Foul out and a strikeout. Skies one. Into the overcast skies in left field. Paolo makes the catch, and it's a 1-2-3-6 for Ethan Fry. LaGrange is rolling. We've played 6. The Panthers 11. The Tigers 1. Here at Veterans Memorial Stadium in Cedar Rapids.
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor. It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Jack Martinez continuing on the hill for Trinity. Got all 3 outs in the 6th. And the first pitch swinging, Larison into the hole right side, and the play made by Holloway to get the first out here in the 7th inning. 11-1 LaGrange, as they are 9 defensive outs away from moving on to take on Eastern Connecticut State. There's some Salisbury fans that have got to the ballpark early before their game that is scheduled.
It's not that early.
I guess
they thought they were going to play at 4:30.
You're right. Scheduled for 28 minutes from now.
Say they're wisely here. It's just the doggone schedule is backed up.
So probably at the earliest, I'd say you're looking at 5:30 for that game to start.
I think I called 6 o'clock between innings.
Into shallow left, a base hit for Cale Chatham, his 3rd hit today.
I mean, you got to provide an hour or 50 minutes minimum for teams to warm up, dig infield, ground crew to get the field ready to play.
We need it too, though. Let's not, let's.
But if you are, in fact, if you're a Salisbury fan tuning in, expecting a 4:30 start, I think you could bet it's going to be 4:45 or 6 o'clock.
David Smigelski coming up. LaGrange catcher. Single by Chatham. He's 3 hits in this game, and he has 6 now over the course of 3 games. 14 hits in the game for the Panthers.
There has not been a clean inning provided by a Trinity pitcher yet today.
Not even close. The fewest batters in an inning was 5. Smigelski has a sac fly in this game. Driving in his 3rd run of the weekend. A wave and a miss, and it's 1-2. Now back to Roger Dorn. It was Major League 2 where he was now in the front office, right? And then he activated himself. That was like that.
I believe you're correct.
I want to see that happen somewhere in any sport where the general manager, former player, activates himself to the team. Surprised it hasn't happened. Maybe it has. Maybe further back in time. Of course, used to have player coaches.
Frank Robinson, prime example.
Had in the NBA a lot. I don't know if a lot's the right word, but Bill Russell was a player coach, I think, at one point. That's going to be interesting. Imagine that nowadays. Payoff pitch. Hit hard down the left field line. Another hit for the Panthers. Smigelski gets his first hit of the game. He's going to head into second. Chatham to third. It's a double. And now every member of the LaGrange starting lineup has a hit. Good day at the office for the Panther offense.
I guess.
Aldridge, who hit a home run, leading off last inning. He's also had a single and a walk.
Smigelski was the only member of the starting lineup against Eastern Connecticut last night that didn't collect a hit.
So even in that losing effort last night, 4-3, they hung tough with a very good team.
Well, that was a good ball game.
And
I mean, it's really a shame that it happened so late at night and that very few people got a chance to see it. That was a good game between two good teams. Eastern Connecticut 46-3. LaGrange is en route to being 44-8 if they hold on to this 10-run lead. Those are quality clubs.
1 pitch to Aldridge. Martinez losing his cap just about every pitch here. Probably got to work on that here. Got a hat that fits better. He's got a good set of. It's got good lettuce, as Dennis Eckersley would say.
Ashton Shackelford is throwing in the LaGrange bullpen, so that probably answers the question of whether Fry's going to throw a complete game or not.
So the hat is too big for Martinez, even with that good head of hair.
Yeah, he's got good flow.
See if he loses it again here. A 1-2 pitch to Aldridge. Yep. And Aldridge skies it, got under it, shallow left. Coming in is Schaub. Tagging and trying to throw was Chatham, but he's not going to try to score here in an 11-1 game. Even if it was a 2-1 game, I don't think he would have tried to score. Yeah, there we go. He's wearing the cap kind of too high up on the head as well. I think that's why it's flying off. But he might not be comfortable with pulling it all the way down. So, yeah, but look at that, the back of the cap. Look how far up on the head it is. Second and third, 2 outs. Red Bear is up. Oh, dropped that one. The pitch was a ball. Martinez, a freshman. 1-0 pitch. Chopper up the third base line and playing it Wisniewski, and he throws it away. That'll score 2. Chatham and Smigelski score.
Tough play for Mets. Throw is up the line where the runner was coming from. That's a good way to get hurt. Hyperextend your elbow. See how they roll. Probably a hit and an error.
Let's see if he would have had him on a good throw. He may have, but you might see a hit and an error.
Yeah, I guess they got to give an error to account for Smigelski scoring from second, but it's 13-1. There's 2 more runs score. Yeah, they call it a straight error.
Yeah, I think if he makes a perfect throw or a good enough throw, he should have him there at first. So 2-run score. It's 13-1 now here in the 7th. And Gabriel Paolo, the batter, he's been all over the base paths. He hasn't been out yet. Infield single in the second, walked in the third, walked and scored in the 5th, tripled, home run, and then scored last inning. Three balls, no strikes. Low ball 4. Third time Palos walked. First and second down.
there is no activity in the Trinity bullpen, so you're going to watch Martinez's hat fall off for quite some time.
Fielder number 24, Rhett Mixon.
Rhett Mixon will bat for the 6th time today. Been on base 3 times, 2 walks and an infield single. Goes after the first one and fouls it back.
Grange has now scored in every inning but the 2nd and the 4th.
One in the 1st, 4 in the 3rd, 3 in the 5th, 3 in the 6th, 2 here in the 7th.
A lot of crooked numbers on that scoreboard.
Ball 1. There's a look at it on the scoreboard. If you didn't believe us. Outside, it's 2-1. Mixon thought about it. It's 3-1. Looks like there might be someone that's going to get going now for Trinity in the bullpen. Mixon swings and misses. It's 3-2. Oh, no pitch. A ball got loose on the field before Martinez made the pitch. I did see the second base umpire make a signal. The pitch still happened. But out of the bullpen from, I guess, the
Shackelford throwing it down in the bullpen for LaGrange. I think the ball got away from the catcher.
And now it leads to a walk. So I thought it was going to be strike 2 to be 3-2. Instead, they do the 3-1 again, and it's ball 4. It's been that type of day for Trinity.
LaGrange has scored double digits in 28 of their 50, now 52 games. So this is nothing new. Irvs with a chance to drive in even more runs. He's had a big day with 4 RBIs.
Infield single brought a run home in the 3rd, 2-run single in the 5th, had a ground out that drove in a run in the 6th. Bases loaded with 2 down here in the top of the 7th. LaGrange has been pouring it on since about the, we'll say the 5th inning. It was 5-1 entering the 5th. Trinity still within striking distance, but 3 in the 5th, 3 in the 6th, and 2 here in the 7th.
Luke Pfeiffer is throwing in the Trinity bullpen. Luke's a freshman. He keeps his hat on, though, unlike Martinez.
0-1 is grounded foul, and it's 0-2.
They may have to work with Martinez after his freshman season to tell him he's got to keep his hat.
Well, you just gotta get a smaller hat size. Might be that simple.
Or a bobby pin.
I know we're joking about it, but it's got to be a little distracting.
I was going to say, in a closer game, I with a little gamesmanship, I think a coach might go out there and say to the umpire, tell the guy to keep his hat on.
But even for Martinez himself.
But quite honestly, in a 13-1 game.
This is in the air to center. Gore making the catch, and that ends the inning. But 2 more runs put on the board by the Panthers, and they now lead 13-1, 7th inning stretch here in Cedar Rapids. Welcome back to Perfect Game Field, Veterans Memorial Stadium in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Day 3 of the 2022 Division III Baseball Championships. We've had 3 teams eliminated after the 2 yesterday. Baldwin-Wallace eliminated, as well as Catholic. Earlier today, Marietta knocked out by Wisconsin Stevens Point. And LaGrange 9 outs away defensively from eliminating Trinity and moving on to take on Eastern Connecticut State, where they'll need to beat the Warriors twice to get themselves into the championship round. Salisbury and Wisconsin Stevens Point coming up next. Salisbury 1 win to get to the championship. Stevens Point will need to beat the Seagulls twice. Leading off for the Tigers is Tyler Pettit. Hits one foul the opposite way.
Got those teams eliminated. Not surprising, Catholic University here for the first time. It's the first eliminated. Baldwin Wallace got beat last night. They got sent home, losing 6-5 to Trinity. Those were the 7th and 8th seeds in a tournament where things have gone according to Hoyle.
Dorn throws it on to first base, and Pettit retired 6-3.
But the big surprise is top-seeded Marietta being bounced earlier today by Stevens Point, which came from behind to take a 6-4 win. A lot of people picking Marietta to win. They're a veteran team, all but one starter back. But again, Point, a gritty club, been resilient all year, particularly in the postseason. Came back and beat them, and Marietta's on the bus home.
Ethan Fry on the mound for LaGrange has done exactly what his team needed. He's gone 6 1/3. He just threw his 99th pitch. 6 1/3, 3 hits, 1 run, all the way back in the first inning. He's hit 1 batter, walked a batter, and struck out 6. His 100th pitch is fouled off by Jack Vonderhaar, and it's 0-2.
Trinity has now had 6 hitters in a row retired, and they've shown great indifference at the plate as they've gone after out of pitches early in the count here in the recent innings.
The 0-2 from Fry. Chopped up the first base side foul.
The upcoming, if you believe in seeds, the upcoming matchup between Salisbury and Stevens Point is the 4-seed Salisbury, again the defending champ, and a lot of players back from last year, against Stevens Point, which hasn't been here since 2014.
Goes off the mound and by Dorn into center field. So that stops the streak of 6 in a row retired. The last base runner reached on a walk with 1 out in the 5th. Stevens Point players and fans hanging out in the stands, as we saw some seagulls as well. The players, not actual seagulls, in the stands, I don't think.
I haven't seen any seagulls, no. And that may be it for Fry. No, he's in the bullpen, but Shackelford heated up between innings. David Kelton going to go out and at least ask him how he feels. Now that he's thrown 102 pitches. I can't imagine this is anything about mechanics. Kind of asking about how fatigued he is or who he likes in the Celtics-Warriors game tonight.
I'm kind of torn with that series. Now, I'm a Celtics fan. I say I'm torn because I'm making a trip home to Massachusetts in a couple of weeks, actually next week, and I'll actually be back in town when Game 6 would be in Boston. Now, of course, you know, probably as a fan, I'd rather than them just win the series in 4 or in 5 and not get to that point, right? But it's kind of tough to be like, and by the way, I have tickets to Game 6 if it were to occur. So it's kind of a tough thing.
Yeah.
Where it's like, do I want them to lose a game to make sure they get to 6? There's a pitch that's a ball to Michael Montressa. Vonderhaar's at first. He singled.
Obviously, Kelton stayed with Fry and found out his opinion on the series.
1-0. It's hit hard by Montressa into left field. A hit. Cutting it off is Paolo. Up to second goes Vonderhaar. Back-to-back singles for the Tigers here in the 7th.
Shackelford now going to jump out of the dugout and go back and throw in the bullpen as Fry got that pitch up. And Montressa was happy to deposit it in the left field.
Christian Holloway is 0 for 1. He's lined out and walked. playing in his first game of the weekend. Ground ball to first. Larison eats him up. And a run going to come around here. Vonderhaar will score. And the Tigers make it 13-2 here in the 7th.
There on the first baseman. Ball had a lot of English on it, a lot of top spin, and certainly bedeviled Larison, who couldn't find the handle.
Well, they called it a base hit.
That's a terrible call. You got to make that play. This ain't the big leagues, but boy, you got to make that play. Again, it had a lot of spin on it.
Yeah, it's some weird spin, but I'm with you.
But that means an RBI for Holloway, so good for him.
Top of the order, MJ Metz. That's low, ball 1. Metz doubled his first time back in the first inning. And scored the lone run up until a moment ago. Ethan Fry's pitch. Misses 2-0.
26 RBIs for Holloway after that gift from the official score.
That misses high. And it's 3-0.
You know, let Mets swing 3-0? You can't. You need a base runner more than gotta let Mets have a chance at a 3-run homer.
Takes it inside, ball 4. Bases will be loaded, and maybe this is the end for Fry. It will be.
Yeah.
So he'll come out of the game. Got a few extra batters, but ends up giving up a run here.
I think Coach Kelton sensed that on his last visit that Fry had given us all, and he's not the same guy.
He will get a standing ovation from the LaGrange fans in attendance. He comes out here with an out in the 7th. We'll be right back. New pitcher Ashton Shackelford for the Panthers is a freshman, 6'1", 170 pounds. Comes in with the bases loaded and 1 out here in the 7th. His team, though, still holding on to an 11-run lead.
Shackelford on for the 10th time. He's thrown but 9 innings. About 10 hits, 8 earned runs. He's walked 12, struck out 21. Opponents have hit 256 against Shackelford, who is 2-0 on the year with an 8.00 ERA.
So we were just talking during the break. He's recorded 27 outs, 21 of them by strikeouts this season.
So we are anticipating a hard thrower out of the bullpen for LaGrange.
Jack Wisniewski coming up. He's 0 for 3. There's a strike. I mean, if you're Trinity and you put up a decently sized crooked number right here and you're into the bullpen now, you've gotten Ethan Fry out of the game. It might regain some life.
You got the heart of the order up, so you got to hope that Wisniewski or Gore can hit a gap and let the base runners run.
It's outside, 1-1. Yeah, still just 1 out here in the inning. A run is scored. Three singles in the inning and a walk. The 1-1. Missed. 2-1.
LaGrange's closer, by the way, for future reference, is Ethan Kramer. He's got 7 saves. They have not had to use him in this tournament. They don't want to use him today, so they'd love for Shackelford to come in and blow some people away.
Up high, 3-1.
And throw strikes.
LaGrange wouldn't mind using him today as long as it's later.
Well, that, again,
against Eastern Connecticut State.
They would like to keep Kramer rested for tonight. and tomorrow. And they like to think they're going to play Tuesday.
Count is 3-1. Ball 4. Bases loaded walk. It's 13-3. Montresic comes in to score. Holloway up to third. Metz to second. And the RBI for Wisniewski, his second RBI of the weekend.
The center fielder, number 4, is Rick Ward.
I don't want to say the door is ajar, but I say the window is slightly open, like we have it right now in the booth here. That's right now for Trinity. Gord takes a breaking pitch for strike 1. Singled in a run in the first, singled in the fourth, struck out in the 6th.
More bullpen action for LaGrange. Tanner Chafin, who we have seen in this tournament, throw 2 innings of scoreless relief. He's up in the bullpen.
The 0-1, high, 1-1. Still just 1 out here in the 7th inning. As Trinity have a massive comeback in their back pocket. One pitch. Ground ball softly. The pitcher gets it. Shackelford flips it underhand. Very awkwardly, but he gets the out. To get Holloway at the plate for the second out of the inning. Here we are. That's what I meant with how much the window we have open. That's right now Trinity trying to get it a little bit open more here, but now there's 2 outs. I tried to open the window more earlier, but it's a very heavy window. I'm not a bodybuilder anymore.
And as the viewers just saw, you were unsuccessful.
Exactly, that's right. Brolick taking ball 1 outside. Nathan Brolick struck out, hit by a pitch, and grounded out. Bases loaded, 2 down. Trinity needs a couple of big hits back-to-back here. Count is 1-1.
Trinity needs a lot of base runners.
Ashton Shackelford with the 1-1. Inside and low, 2-1. On deck is Brian Schaub. This is the 8th batter of the inning. 2 runs have scored. The 2-1 offer. Ground ball slowly. The first baseman Larison needs the pitcher Shackelford, who tags the bag, and well, Ashton Shackelford comes out. He walks a man in, but then gets a fielder's choice and a ground out. And so Trinity has to settle for just 2 runs. After 7, LaGrange 13, Trinity 3.
Now pitching for Trinity, number 27, Luke Pfeiffer.
Luke Pfeiffer is in to pitch now for Trinity. Top of the 8th inning, 13-3 LaGrange.
The shortstop.
A couple of runs scored by the Tigers in the bottom of the 7th. And Adam Dorn, the shortstop, leads off his second at bat after he pinch hit for Joe Ruth in the 6th. He grounded out. First pitch foul.
He got a new pitcher. That's Luke Pfeiffer in the game for Trinity. He keeps his hat on, and when he does, Pfeiffer's 0-0 with a .521 earned run average. This is his 10th appearance his 6th out of the bullpen. 19 innings, he's allowed 14 hits, 11 earned runs, walked 13, struck out 17. Opponents have hit 206 against Pfeiffer.
Called strike makes it 1-2. 13 runs, 15 hits, no errors for LaGrange. And they have left a small army on the base paths. But that doesn't hurt as much when you've scored 13. 13 runners left on base, to be exact. 2-2.
And for the record, they're 5 of 16 with runners in scoring positions. There has just been a lot of traffic on the bases today for LaGrange.
Full count. And Dorn, we'll see another pitch. Slams off the suite/press box level and then lands back down in the seating bowl. Gotta stay alert when those foul balls go by you and hit the press box. They might come back and get you in the back of the head as Dorn walks.
You speak out past experience about such things?
I've been in a lot of similar ballparks where you have this press level that overhangs and so many fans just see a ball go over their head. They know a building is behind them basically, and they don't turn around to look. And yeah, seen a couple of people get hit in the noggin. There's a line drive caught by Metz, tags the bag, double play. Easy double play.
And the baseball gods have caught up with Larissa, who got that bad hop double. And there gets a BB down to Metz, who turns it into a double play.
It's been Metz both times that has robbed him of a hit. That was really hit right at him. It's hard to say he robbed him.
But the ball was hit well. He barreled it up and maybe deserved a better fate. But again, he'd had the bad hop double back in the 4th inning.
Here's Cale Chatham, who has a 3-hit day. It's 3 for 4. It's also been hit by a pitch, driven in 2 and scored 2. One. That's low. 2-1. We keep getting that shot of us here in the press box. You can barely see us. We have to turn a light on in here, or maybe open the window. Got to get our FaceTime.
I'm not that telegenic. There's no reason to go to all that trouble.
I dressed decently for the occasion. Decently. Emphasis. 3-1.
Wind is picked up, blowing out the left right now. Anticipation of a front coming in.
3-1 pitch. High fly ball, right center. Gore is there. And the side retires with a walk, but a double play and the fly out. It's a quick top of the 8th. After 7.5, LaGrange 13, Trinity 3. Coming back to Cedar Rapids after this. Tanner Chafin, the new pitcher for LaGrange, a 5'9", 185-pound senior right-hander, will come on for the second consecutive day for the Panthers, and his team up by 10 runs. Still 6 more outs to get themselves to another game later today with Eastern Connecticut State.
Tanner Chafin threw 2 innings last night, allowed 1 hit. Rest of his line was zeros. The sidewinder had a pretty good year, though. This is his 19th appearance, 1-1 with a 4.70 ERA coming into the tournament. He's got a save in 32 innings after last night. 32 2/3. He's allowed 35 hits, 16 earned runs, walked 7, struck out 17, and he will probably be asked to get the last 6 outs of this elimination game.
Ryan Schaub leading off for the Tigers. The only batter who didn't come up in the 7th inning for Trinity. Strike at the knees. Ethan Fry, the starter for LaGrange, ended up throwing 104 pitches, 106. 6 1/3, 3 runs, 6 hits, 2 walks, and 6 strikeouts. Ashton Shackelford faced 3 batters in the 7th, a walk, a fielder's choice, and a ground out. Allowed 1 inherited runner to score. So Chafin is the 3rd overall pitcher today for LaGrange. And you look at their offense, everybody in the lineup, everybody that started in the lineup has a hit. Everybody that's appeared has been on base, because Adam Dorn walked in the 8th inning. Foul ball, 1-2. 13 runs, 15 hits for LaGrange. 3 runs, 6 hits for Trinity. Trinity has committed the only official error of this game. Been some other misplays. Both sides. But overall, good defensive performance by both teams. There's a called strike 3. Ryan Schaub goes down looking.
Brian's had a tough tournament.
The catcher, number
Struck out 3 times the other night against this club, twice today.
1 for 11 this weekend.
But they know how to pitch him. He's getting, that's 5 strikeouts against LaGrange pitching in 2 games.
Tyler Pettit coming up here 0 for 3 in this game. Now 3 for 10 in Cedar Rapids. Ezra Gore has 2 of Trinity's 6 hits. Metz has a double. Bondahar has a single. Montreza and Holloway each with singles. That bat goes flying. The ball is popped up in the infield and caught by the 3rd baseman.
The bat went further than the ball.
And that's the 2nd out.
right fielder number 10,
The bat literally goes further than the ball. The 3rd base coach has to get out of the way of the bat. Meanwhile, the 3rd baseman, Chetta, makes the play.
Here's Jack Vondahar. It's 1 for 3, singled and scored last inning. In the air, slicing down the left side near the tarp. Clears it. 0-1. Tarp looks to be in pretty good shape. Sometimes when you roll that thing back up, it gets all out of whack. But
Ethan Kramer, the closer, is actually loosening up in the bullpen for LaGrange. I'm sure Coach Kelton discussed things with Kramer. Is he going to be available to come back if he throws an inning today? He hasn't pitched in the tournament. I'm sure he hasn't pitched since last week, so maybe he wants the work, and his arm durable enough there is Ethan Kramer. 7 saves on the year. Is his arm good enough, flexible enough, durable enough to come back tonight in a must-win game? He might, and the answer had to be affirmative, I would think.
the 0-2 outside.
In a 10-run game, you wouldn't get your closer up unless he wanted to work.
It's one of those things, again, where things don't look promising later,
But I don't know if they know that in the dugout. I mean, I think you're coaching to win the game, anticipating you're going to play tonight. And you're going to play tomorrow if you win tonight against the same team.
There's a ball. Well, my thinking with that is if you want to get him work and you know you have another game later, necessarily don't need to do it right now, of course, but that's where my head goes to maybe they do kind of think that. And then it goes to show that he is rested enough that he could throw an inning today and throw an inning later today as well if necessary. Because as you said, he hasn't pitched yet, so might just be a moot point, I think. And he's probably ready to go 2 innings today, whether 1 now and 1 later, or 2 later, 2 tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday. We might be here till next Friday. I don't know. Well, you might be. I get to go home tomorrow. The look on your face as I just said that. 2-2 is foul back. Still 2-2.
I'll remind you of that about 1:30 in the morning.
If we're still going tonight, okay, that's fair. That's fair. As long as I get to go back to the hotel and sleep before checkout. 11 a.m. Chafin got the first 2 outs here in the 8th inning. Strikeout and a pop out. 2-2 the count to Vonderhaar. Here's the pitch. Gets him on the outside corner. Strike 3. Strikes out 2 here in the 8th. It's a 1-2-3. Bottom of the 8th inning. This game chugs on into the 9th inning with LaGrange on top of Trinity, 13-3. An update of the bracket here in Cedar Rapids. Eastern Connecticut State awaiting the winner of this one. LaGrange and Trinity. Salisbury and Wisconsin Stevens Point coming up next. And then the championship best of 3 series is looming. Ball 1 to David Smigelski.
Bracket a little easier to understand. Things have crystallized.
And this is hit deep to right field and out of here. And it's actually a home run off the bat of a pinch hitter, Dustin Dozier.
Dustin Dozier gets a chance to play in the state or in the NCAA tournament. It's his first home run of the year. Boy, he turned on that one, yanks it down the line. And a whole hum as he comes in for a celebration. He turns on that one. It's a matter of whether it's going to stay fair. He knew it was, and that's out of here by a long margin. Dustin Dozier's first home run of the season. He's a junior from Valdosta, Georgia.
Here's Jared Aldridge, who led off with a home run back in the 6th inning.
This is only his 2nd hit of the year, his first career homer. He's now 2 for 8 in the season.
Aldridge hits it hard into right center field. Cutting it off. Vonderhaar. And it's a 3-hit game for Aldridge. 3 for 6. Also with a walk is Aldridge.
Second baseman, number 19, Rhett Hebert.
Rhett Hebert now comes up. He's walked, singled, fouled out, singled, and reached on an error. Taking ball 1.
Nice moment for Dozier. Look at the box score forever and ever to see he got a home run in the NCAA tournament.
Outside and low.
Be a big hit at the reunion 25 years from now. But he doesn't know that. But old guys like me learn that those home runs get longer, more towering, more clutch at the reunion, not today.
Oh, right. The story
Yeah.
gets embellished a little bit more. Like, if he tells the story in 25 years, it's going to be, yeah, I came in, I pinch hit in the 9th inning. Our normal starting catcher, he got a little banged up. I had to step in for him. We were down by a run, and I tied it. And it's like, wait, what? Look up. We have the internet. We can look this up.
I think they'll say, I'll take another gin and tonic.
3 balls and a strike now. So Dozier the homer, Aldridge the single. 3-1 to Hebert, 14-3, top of the 9th as the sun
Look at that.
is showing itself again here. Ball 4 to Hebert. It's been a while since we've seen our friend, the sun, today. Was here earlier in the day.
And it was welcome then, and it's
Yeah.
welcome now.
Fielder number 31, Gabriel Palo.
And Gabriel Palo comes up. He's had a couple of hits, and he's walked 3 times. They just can't get him out. LaGrange hoping they can bottle this up and carry it on to whenever their next game might be. Well high for ball 1.
Comes a visit to the mound. Mechanically, I don't think the pitching coach likes what he's seen. Still coaching him up, even in the 9th inning of a 11-run game.
Luke Pfeiffer.
Luke was good last inning.
He is a freshman pitcher, so.
So I say they're still coaching him up.
Right.
He's got a chance to help his club down the road in the future. They got 8 seniors playing probably their last inning. Integral parts of this club: Montressa, Vonderhaar, Wisniewski, all seniors. MJ Metz is a senior. Cater, we saw, pitched his last game likely for the Tigers. So Thomas is a senior. He pitched in this game. We saw Evan McDonald play the last 2 nights. He's a senior.
One in the dirt. 2 balls and a strike. Gabriel Palo. Rhett Mixon on deck. Might get to the plate for the 7th time today.
Yeah, you don't see that often.
Well, he would, barring a triple play. And it's fouled back 2-2. Can you remember seeing a triple play here in the Division III championship?
I have not.
Now you're saying you don't remember seeing one, or you know for a fact?
No, I have not seen one.
Okay. No. 2-2 pitch. Ground ball to the right side. Flip to second for 1 on to first. Not in time. Palo reaches. 1 out. It'll be 1st and 3rd.
Now batting.
And Rhett Mixon will get up for the 7th time today. He's walked, sacrificed, walked with the bases loaded to score a run, RBI. Infield single, struck out, and walked again. And the rhythmic clapping for the LaGrange fans has continued all game, no matter what. They have stayed engaged.
Yeah, they've been very supportive.
Hey, wait, you know, when your team is racking up 14 runs and 17 hits, it's easy to stay engaged, even after 3 hours.
Even that clapping doesn't have to be rhythmic.
3 hours and 23 minutes.
They get to clap a lot.
Mixon takes it inside, 3-0. Salisbury, Wisconsin, Stevens Point. It's our next game on the schedule. Called strike 1, 3-1. Looking like approximately right now 6 o'clock starts. Depending upon how long these final inning takes. Ball 4, bases loaded.
Mixon finds another way to get on base. He's now 4 times he's walked.
4 walks in this game.
Now batting, the center fielder, number 1, McKinley Irv.
And McKinley Irv's coming up. He's walked, had an infield single RBI, a 2-run single, and an RBI ground out in this game.
Trying to find the answer if there's been a triple play in this tournament, and I have failed miserably.
It's not in the big media guide packet that we have?
That I didn't check. I checked the Google machine, though.
Try Yahoo. Or Bing.
I think I'll concentrate on Irvs, who's trying to get more than 4 RBIs in a game. He hits with the bases loaded here in his 7th at bat.
4 RBI today, 6 RBI this weekend. Skies it into right field. Von der Haar shading the sun, now coming in and tagging at third and heading home is Aldridge, and he'll dive in and score. And so Irvs does get that 5th RBI of the game.
And now he's the leader in this tournament in RBIs.
Now batting the shortstop, number 39, Adam Dorn.
Here's your boy Dorn again. Came in the 6th inning, and this is his 3rd at bat.
He's grounded out and walked, and it's played shortstop. It's coming in as a pinch hitter for Joe Ruth. Very high ball 1. Yeah, I'm looking in the media guide here. I don't think they have
the information yet.
For all-time triple plays turn. One-oh pitch. Hit hard and foul off the right side.
The 59th plate appearance for LaGrange in this game. Shows you how much traffic they've had.
First and second with 2 outs. They put 2 more runs on the board, leading 15-3. They've outscored Trinity in 2 games this weekend, 27-3.
Yeah, they put a hurting on them.
Dorn ducks out of the way.
Have treated those Trinity pitchers rudely.
Dorn sharply hits it, grabbed by the third baseman Wisniewski across the diamond to end the top of the 9th. 2 more runs by the Panthers, a leadoff home run by Dustin Dosher, and then a run later on a sacrifice fly by McKinley Irvs. We go to the home half of the 9th. It is 15-3. Cal Fuller has come on for LaGrange to try to close things down here. 6'3", 225-pound senior right-hander from Rockmart, Georgia. His team is up by 12, and they are setting themselves up for a return date with Eastern Connecticut State.
Nice touch by the coach. Fuller hadn't pitched much, only his 5th game of his senior year. No record in a 225 earned run average. Thrown 4 innings, allowed 3 hits, a run. Walked 2, struck out 3 opponents, hit 214 against his senior. Again, a going-away gift here, I think. Got a new catcher as well. It's the home run hitter, Dustin Dosher, is behind the plate to catch Fuller.
And a pinch hitter for Trinity.
This is Evan McDonald, I believe.
Yep, batting for Michael Montressa.
Again, he's a senior. One more AB is a Tiger.
Takes ball 1 low. Tanner Chafin went a perfect 8th inning for the Panthers with 2 strikeouts. McDonald hits it foul at the plate. 1-1.
McDonald went 0 for 2 when he went in as a replacement for Jack Von der Haar the other night against LaGrange. Got to start yesterday in left field, went 0 for 4.
Now the 1-1. Charging on at the shortstop, Dorn throws on the run, throws it high for the 2nd time, and for the 2nd time, his first baseman, Harrison, able to snag it and get the out. Christian Holloway will come up. He's walked and had an RBI single in this game. Down to 2 more outs here. Bottom of the 9th inning. LaGrange will pick up their 44th win. The 44-8. We'll move on to face Eastern Connecticut State, and I guess what you would call the Pool B, the Bracket 2 finals. But
they played each other last night like it.
Yep.
Eastern Connecticut escaping with a 4-3 win. That was a good game. And LaGrange gets to continue their star-crossed season again. Patches on their jerseys commemorating their 2 fallen teammates who died less than a month ago. And you know they're inspired to play for them, and they'll get another opportunity tonight. They'd like to think again tomorrow afternoon.
To beat the Warriors twice to advance. Foul ball by Holloway, 2-2. Trinity will have their season come to an end at 38-13. 6th seed here this weekend. LaGrange, the 3 seed. The 2-2. Round ball to the right side. Backhanded by Hebert. He dropped it, picks it back up to get the out. 4-3.
And so here's Metz from likely the last time as a Trinity Tiger. He's had a nice career, certainly a wonderful senior season. The leading hitter.
Number 25, MJ.
Second on the team in homers, second on the team in RBIs.
Doubled back in the 1st inning, scored, tied the game at 1. Stayed that way to the 3rd. LaGrange scored 4. It was 5-1 into the 5th. And that's when things really took off for the Panthers. A little looper caught by the second baseman Hebert, and that ends the ball game. LaGrange wins it 15-3, and they continue on. And they will take on Eastern Connecticut State, scheduled for later tonight. Trinity has its season come to an end. And if you're LaGrange, you hope that these hot bats could carry over until that next game.
And Kinley Herbs with 5 RBIs. LaGrange broke it open early for the 4-run 3rd inning. They added 3 in the 5th, 3 in the 6th, and for the 2nd straight time in this tournament, they beat the heck out of Trinity.
For Bill Brophy, I'm Scott Sudikoff saying so long from Cedar Rapids. We'll be back with you. Well, we'll look up the scheduled time, and we'll be back with you for Salisbury and Wisconsin-Stevens Point. Goodbye for now.